me to go live. Here we go. We're live now. Okay.
Yay!
It's so... Essentially, it's been a hell of a month, content-wise as well for the manga. I think it's very polarizing, to say the least.
Oh my word, it's like nuclear bomb versus coughing baby.
Could you elaborate on that? Like...
Okay, 7th Garden I couldn't even read 10 chapters of. It was so bad. That's my coughing baby.
That's your coughing baby?
That's my coughing baby. And then I read Alpi, which was like, okay, I guess, but like, it was missing a little something. And then I started reading 20th Century Boys, and that felt like a fucking nuclear bomb. And then I was rereading Noragami, and I was like, oh my gosh, this was like a really good manga. Because I had read it before in my youth. It was an obsession in high school.
It was a good excuse for me to finish it, because I think I was I was at 78 chapters, and I think it finishes in 79.
Sadly, so I didn't actually get to finish it this time around, but it's okay.
You remember the ending,
I just love Yatta.
You remember the ending.
Do I? How long ago did it end?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like...
I think it was a couple years ago.
I feel like it was before 2020, I feel.
Was it before COVID? Because things that happened before COVID, I'm like, girl, good luck getting that out of me memory-wise. There's like pre-COVID and post-COVID, and like between the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, just like doesn't exist for me memory-wise.
Oh no, it ended in 2024. Oh.
It was that recent?
I think that's when I dropped it, I think. That's why.
Okay. You're like, bye.
Before COVID. I dropped it before COVID. That was it. Oh,
I don't think I ever actually finished it then. So that may be why I don't know how it ends.
Okay, fair enough.
That's probably why then.
They all sit together, kumbaya, you know.
Kumbaya.
Kumbaya. But no, it's, yeah, so we had like Noragami, we had 20th Century Boy. I noticed you didn't mention Alpi the Soul Sender.
Oh, I did. I just said it's fine.
It's just fine. Like it's just so brief. It's a blip.
It's such a middle of the road thing to read. I kept trying to get into it. Mm-hmm. At least with like 7th Garden, it was so bad. It was kind of funny. Like, when I was reading 7th Garden, unfortunately, I was trying to read it at work, and I didn't realize how many, like, almost, like, fan servicey things were in this manga. Yeah,
boobas.
I was, like, trying to read it at work, and I was like, oh, there are boobs on my screen. And ass. And then it's just like, ah! Don't look! I'm not doing anything weird on my phone. Don't look at me.
This is why I work from home.
I know. I just like risking it all for the love of the game.
Yeah, gotta respect that.
But I was reading 7th Garden, and I was really trying to get behind this main character. Like, oh yeah, he like is making he wants his garden, he wants peace, whatever. And then they started bringing in this whole like other worlds thing, and like
the garden was the garden was a metaphor.
I was just like, I can't handle that. And then it was like, the paneling was so claustrophobic. Like, you're right in these characters' faces all the time.
Yeah.
And I think this manga writer, this author and or artist was just like scared to draw backgrounds. Because every single thing was just like a character right in your face speaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or showing you their boobs. And I'm like, ah!
Yeah, I guess we should just go straight into the 7th Garden then, since we're talking about it right now.
I think so.
Save us the preamble.
It's the one I read the least of, but have the most to say about.
Alright, so this manga basically ran for 32 chapters before going into hiatus.
I hope it never comes back.
The synopsis... you have no idea, because I read beyond the 10 chapters, and
I applaud you, sir. I couldn't do it.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's so exhausting.
So here's a synopsis. As a gardener serving in a rural manor at Avon or Avon, I don't really know or care.
I don't know. I was calling him Alvin, like Alvin the
Alvin. Fucking generic. Wished nothing more than peaceful days along with his lord's daughter Mary. One day he accidentally woke up a demon sleeping in a nearby mountain. What he wished for was to have him as a servant before felling the heaven and oh my god, the grammar in this is and turn this world into her garden. Avin, of course, declined the offer. However, not long after the town Avin staying. Yeah, this is missing so much fucking grammar. My god, the town Avin staying was suddenly raided by Knights Templar who maybe was I drunk when I rewrote this?
You might have been. This is rough, buddy, but it's entertaining.
So Avin basically declines the offer. Next day, a bunch of Knight Templars raid the town, and he basically is forced to make a contract with the Devil Lady. Basically, will he perish along with the garden and his dear ones, or become the demon servant and have this world perish instead? I mean, as poorly written as that sounded, it's just as generic as well.
It's honestly even worse than the drunken synopsis you've written here.
Yeah, my god. Okay, I really fucked that up.
Oh, it's okay. It's
no one. The fact that no one pointed it out this entire month just goes to show that people are dumb as me. They don't read.
I noticed it, but I was just like, honestly, it just adds some spice.
Okay.
I was like, you know what? This is fine. It adds some spice to the.
Alright, let's take a look at something good. So yeah, as anyone who's tuning in just now already noticing, it's not really that well regarded between the two of us.
No. If there are
No.
any lovers in the chat, please let me know. I want to know why you like this.
I think personally for me, I find it entirely soulless.
Yeah, there's not a lot of conviction behind
I'm just gonna
what's going on.
move the window a bit to the right.
Like, I think what might have happened is, maybe this is me projecting, but someone wanted to write a story about, like, the church being bad, just as bad as devils, and then, like, didn't have a good story to go with it, and they were just like, well, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the amount...
And now we have Seventh Garden.
Yeah, the amounts of Japanese material out there where, like, kind of like the old classic Uno reverse of, oh, it's the devil that's the good guy, and shit like that. It's a bit overplayed now. We just had 5 seasons of Lucifer, man. Like,
I know.
we're done. We're done.
We get it. We know you wanted to just draw hot demon ladies. It's fine.
So, looking at this manga, I mean, anyone who's just looking at this right now can already see, like, the glaring problems that we're talking about right now. It's very, claustrophobia, you mentioned claustrophobia, and I think you're right to say that. Everything feels tiny, like you're peering through a tiny window. It's so
I'm looking for,
congested.
Like, a keyhole at these people.
It's so congested. It does slightly improve. The paneling does improve a bit later on, but by then, but it still lingers. That's the issue. Even when you look at all this and just how the sequence of event structures, where you see the combat and everything, the flow of things, and you just see basically a bunch of impact hits.
Yeah, and I'm like, what's happening?
It doesn't show you any of the actual movement. It's like
no.
It doesn't.
It's just like, oh, this guy's dead now. Okay.
It's so weird, and I know it's like, oh, what are you talking about? He's moving right there, like you can see like the blur lines and stuff like that. But it's just like, what the fuck is going on? Where is he going from? You need to see. Yeah. This
was like the first manga that I've like sat down and read probably since the last time we streamed, and while I was reading it, I was like, do I just not like manga anymore?
It makes you start to question, like, am I just a bad reader, or is this just bad?
I know, I was like, do I just not understand what's happening? Am I dumb? I don't know.
Also, like, if you're like a couple of pages in and you Owen or whatever.
Alwyn?
Awin.
Oh, Awin? Maybe it's Awin. If we're going for, like, edgy name, I'm guessing it's probably Awin.
Oh no, just say Alvin. I'm gonna go with
Alvin.
Alvin.
I like calling him Alvin.
Fucking Alvin, because that's what he's been designated Alvin for this terrible.
He looks like an Alvin. He's got that little Padawan braid in his hair, and
yeah,
he looks like an Alvin.
It's the only like. Other than like the generic black tank top you see with like the edgy designs, like you see that in like Danmachi and all that shit, you know.
Well, I was thinking like, okay, he stole Cloud's wardrobe. I get it.
Like this is the kind of stuff that you see in like early 2000s manga that tried to establish themselves as sort of edgy, and like you know like ahead of the curve, so to speak, in sort of themes and storytelling. But it's just like going over this. I mean, literally, we're like a few pages in, maybe about 10 pages in, if we're excluding like the opening. We got like generic opening. The time at that time I opened the entrance to the box. Could it be that I have opened that I was not supposed to touch? It's so fucking generic. There's no allure or anything like that. You just basically, it's the whole, and I guess they're trying to run with like with the title Seventh Garden, and you're thinking like seventh biblical themes, Garden of Eden, yeah, that sort of shit. But it doesn't really. There's angels in this. Like the angels are the bad guys.
It does not translate well. If there was supposed to be some kind of parallel with the Bible here, it did not translate very well.
No, it's very messy. It gets ludicrous later on because it turns out it's like multi-world shit.
Yes, and they're like, oh, we have to destroy your world because reasons, and they're like, oh, okay.
Hey, fantasy boy, now you have to fight the sci-fi people and stuff like that. They have guns, you know?
What are we talking about?
There's guns, they got things, it's just a fucking mess, man. It's
like, what?
The characters are just like... Look, the art is nice. Like, it's like a solid 8 out of 10. But in terms of character designs, it's just very generic.
It's kind of...
It's so like looking at this. It's like you at first glance you think, oh, this is very nice. This is very pretty. But when you look at the layout and structure of the panel, and as well as the character designs, it does not resonate with you. You do not give a fuck about anything. The humor is stale. Memorable. It tries to do comedic stuff here and there, and it's just like, like. Whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, and you know, someone could argue it's secondary to the plot. Well, the plot's not doing it fucking favors either.
It's not doing anything good. Like, I needed the humor to ground it, and it didn't work.
I mean, like the only interesting design I would say is the Devil Lady here, and it's just, and even when it comes to her, half of the time she transforms into generic. Human-looking girl that's naked half of the time.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say the interesting stuff about her is like the clothes she wears, and half the time she's not even wearing them.
Yeah, exactly, and just like okay,
she's not even wearing them most of the time. I'm like, okay.
Like the horn and braids is like the most distinctive thing, and then you got like the belt buckle holding like two giant worlds
their boobs together,
holding like the fucking collapse of physics. Like the entire, like the linchpin of this world's physics is being held together by this ring buckle. Her boobs. It's residing between there. It's just being held together as a singularity.
Bro.
It's absolutely insane, and it's just like, I can't think of words to say because it's just so generic. It does not give you any spark. And then immediately we get to like the nudity and stuff like that, and just like yes, the ass shot was necessary for the plot. Yeah,
of course. And this underboob shot and all, it's all we needed. See, like that one in the middle with like you see her whole outfit, you're like, wow, that's actually kind of cool. Yeah. And then she's like never wearing clothes, and I never get to see her outfit.
Yeah, and even if we cut to like other chapters where like there's angels and shit and what have you, so if we cut like to chapter 5 or something,
yeah,
and we come across like I don't know, like other kinds of angels if one appears right now. they just look so like generic. Even the characters look aesthetically pleasing, but there's not really much to hold a candle to. That's the problem.
Not really, no.
I'm just trying, like, and it's just like the character interaction. Even Alvin in his fucking like, oh, I'm generic. I care about my garden. I'm very loyal to my master and stuff like that. Oh, I'm edgy. I have so much anger inside me. Urgh. And it's like, it doesn't feel endearing. It feels planted. It's like it's like I'm trying to relate to a homunculus.
Yeah, it's like an industry plant.
Yeah, even like this interaction here, where you have like this maid's bodyguard and she comes in, kicks and stuff like that, and it's just like, oh, so, you know, thing, and then it cuts to the scene where the girl goes, stop, and then next page, hug. Like, it feels so.
What are we doing?
The chain of events feels so inorganic and unnatural. There's just no sense of storytelling, and it feels the characters are every character is either extremely dull or extremely bipolar. It's
there's really no like in between when it comes to that.
Yeah, like. Angel Girl, again, it's just like, you know, for example, this Angel Girl, she's wearing twin tails and stuff. We also have to expose cleavage because it's necessary for this manga, apparently. It's very important. But like every other side character, like the male character said, this is like you can see the art quality just goes fucking downhill. Like there is priorities. Like there are clear priorities the author cares about.
Like if you just want to draw hot ladies with boobs, don't try to draw a story. Just go to the porn industry. I don't know what we're trying to cosplay as.
Yeah, it's just like, just lean into it then. Have fun with it. But it's just, it doesn't do that.
It's like pretending to be like, oh, but I'm distinguished while having boobs in your manga. And it's
please take me seriously. Oh, we have an edgy protagonist that's super serious and stuff like that. And he has so much anger at the world and stuff like that, but he wants to protect his garden. It's like, okay.
My garden.
My garden.
My garden.
My garden.
My garden. My 7th garden.
I just want to say right now, we never see him actually garden. We see a lot of him saying he's gardening and he's
he just
tending
says,
to the garden.
I don't think he actually gardens.
I don't think he knows what gardening is.
He's not even a gardener.
He's not even a gardener. Well, he isn't a gardener. He's a guy who basically kills his edgy past is I killed a bunch of people, but now I'm trying to put the life behind me and become a gardener.
You know what? He's just all he does is he plants graves. That's it.
He prunes something once. Cutting branches is not a justification for God. I want to see tomatoes. I want to see potatoes.
Grow that oregano and basil.
Exactly. Okay? Don't lead it, like, have, like, you know, the whole, I get it, because it's just like the garden is just a plot device. It's just supposed to be a metaphor for, like, the garden of Eden.
I was
the garden
so
is
mad
the world.
when I realized it was a metaphor. I was like, are you serious? This isn't about gardening?
Honestly, when I read the synopsis, I thought it was going to be like we have like a bunch of gardening facts and stuff like that, and then we get the occasional demon shenanigans. I thought that was what this series was.
I thought it was going to be like, oh, I'm going to learn about botanical gardens and also see some demon fights, but I learned nothing about gardening, and all I saw were boobs. I want my money back, even though I read this for free.
Yeah. And like it's basically every character is every female character is contractually obligated to show off their cleavage, like no matter the design. And middle-aged design, but bring that collar down.
Bring it out.
Unless if you're over the age of 18, you're bringing that cleavage down. You know, if you're a young petite girl, you're dressing up in a regal outfit or whatever. You know, angel girl, cleavage. Demon girl, cleavage. Sci-fi girl, cleavage. You wear latex to show everything, because that's what sci-fi is, you know.
That is what sci-fi is. You just wear latex and shiny objects.
It's just that. It's okay. The themes are all over the place. We're introduced into this fantasy setting, and we're introduced to these angels who basically are, I guess, not invading, but they've set up a hierarchy, I guess, and with the church basically as their sort of fist,
I guess, yeah.
And it's just, yeah, like, Angel Girl shows up here, and yeah, it's
Oh my
it's
gosh.
not doing any favors. Anyways, and then we jump to like multiple different settings and stuff like that, and by then the damage is already done. If you wanted to open the door to multiple settings, you either immediately lead with it, or just or make the original world very compelling and interesting.
Yeah.
Don't bother with it unless you plan to do something with it. And what they do with it is extremely minimal. They just basically just introduce a minimal fantasy setting just so they could use like a fake church as a sort of as a main antagonist at the very beginning. You know.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's accurate.
And then they just, it's like, fuck it, we're doing other stuff now. And we jump to, can we jump to, like, possibly, like, again, nudity, and then we got sci-fi world, magic thing, and stuff like that.
This was about where I was like, I'm lost. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. And it's just all over the place. And I get the premise, what the author was trying to go for, but it's done in such a, like, uninteresting way, an uncompelling way. You just kind of like, even with like the dramatic moments, it just feels there is no resonance at all. It's just, it feels planted. Like, even like dude trying to suck a punch him, and there's barely any emotion coming from this. Like, the art is good. You can see like, oh, this is respectable art quality. Like, a lot of people would kill to have art quality like this. But there you can see where the line is drawn, where just because you have good art doesn't mean that you're a good mangaka. And like being a compelling storyteller, and just even when it comes to paneling and stuff like that, it's it really starts to show.
Eula.
Also, hi everyone in the chat.
Hello,
Eula
everybody.
and Simply Effie. Dead girl full on nipple. Yeah. I mean, have you seen this really underground show called Neon Genesis Evangelion? It's basically the grandfather of mecha sci-fi with skin tight suits. It's a very obscure show. I highly recommend it. Yeah, I've never heard of it, and I don't. It sounds trash. I don't want to, I don't want to get inside that robot.
Nah.
Jeez, it's making me cough just thinking about it. Jeez.
It's making him sick. Look what you've done.
I'm dying. I've literally been inflicted with like.
He's been infected with girls in tight suits. He can't make it.
It's over. It's over.
It's over for me.
It's just silly. It's just all over the place, and then it's just like edgy, and it feels like it's written by a 13-year-old.
Oh my gosh, the way he has his hand over his face too, like.
Yeah, and it's like that for every fucking antagonistic character, except for the big one who is like so cool and aloof. He's basically a brick wall. He's a wall.
Yes. He is a wall. He has no emotions.
Like, the author basically took popular character tropes and say, okay, I'm gonna run with this, but I have no idea what makes them so good. Like, that's the problem. It's just so. Oh. I don't even know what fucking happens here. Like, you've got like a lolly girl in kung fu shorts and stuff like that. This is volume 8. We'll never know. We'll never know. The translators stopped giving a fuck ever since it went on hiatus, so we stopped at chapter 32. Or something. I don't know.
They got tired of it too.
Brazil got up to chapter 32. The Brazilians got up to chapter 32. If you go like the latest page, like, it's a lot of like cool detailed art, but it's.
I guess.
But it doesn't mean anything at the end of the day if the storytelling is going to be just absolute ass, Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, and then we're just jumping between themes and stuff like that. It's like, it was sci-fi all along, basically. You introduced into fantasy, it was sci-fi all along. That's basically the entire
This was not the Catholic guilt manga you were looking for. Yeah. This is sci-fi.
The moral of the story is, it was sci-fi all along. There is no heaven. There is only the Discord server, and the angels are mods.
And there is no Queen of England.
And there is no Queen of England as well. Yeah, there's no Easter Bunny, and there's no Queen of England.
And there is no Queen of England.
Yeah, and there is no good storytelling. Anyways,
No,
but yeah,
there is
that's
no
pretty.
good story here. Goodbye.
So yeah, goodbye. We're finito. That's
Goodbye.
it. So I already looked at the reviews for this manga, and there's only 2 reviews on
2 Brave Souls.
on this, and
When did this come out? Was it like 2016 or something?
it ran from 2014 to 2017. So it was like mid 2010. So I feel like there was a lot of manga popularity back then, because especially it was around the end of a lot of shonen series, and it was that time period where a lot of people were like moving away from shonen. It's like, okay, my favorite shonen ended, like Naruto and a bunch of other famous shonens.
Yeah, it was like transitional.
And trying a bunch of stuff. And I believe this came up in Viz Media as well. So this was published by Viz Media.
Yeah. We just didn't publish in anything.
So we got 1 recommended and 1 mixed feelings thing. So obviously people pick up like a lot of shit. So we got popularity is within 3,000. Ranked is about just at the 9,000 mark. So it's not too great score wise already. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good. So since it's only 2 reviews, we can even read. We got time to read through the long one essentially. So I'm just gonna move this to the left a bit so you guys can see the page a bit. If you want me to zoom
this is the recommended one.
This is the recommended one. So.
Of course, they got like a freaking AOC profile picture.
They're just long, but they read the full 32 chapters, and this was written before COVID, 2019. So
I'll give it to him. It's fine.
I will break this review, wrong break, up into 2 parts: volume 1 to 4 and volume 5 to 8, due to the big differences. And yes, I'm gonna say it does improve slightly. Before we start, it does improve slightly, but the damage is already done, and I don't give a shit.
It's too late.
You have to. It's a lot of this. A lot of the thing is, what a lot of people forget is you have to make when it comes to story mangas, you have to make a strong impression. Otherwise, that's all you're going to be thinking about throughout the entirety of your read. I feel like that's
right.
A lot of series sometimes suffer for it. I know Gintama kind of suffers for it as well. As much as I love Gintama, it does make or break people. Or it's a commitment requirement, unfortunately. So yeah, not too great. Oh, how come the bot didn't update? It's still saying Rosa Versailles. Jesus. All right, so we'll go over part 1. The first part of Seven Garden was a little lacking in both story and character design. It can be unclear what is going on at sometimes. The art, which generally is amazing, is only 8 out of 10, since it could be hard to follow the action scenes properly. That is word for word what we already said. Like
that, yeah.
The story is not too well presented and does not give you too much of what actually happened before. What is happening is happening. So in the first volume, why is happening? Who is happening? So in the first volumes, it could feel a little off watching a person fight, like it were for nothing. The story here was 6 out of 10, and fairly good. It's fairly good, as they put it. The art is amazing, sometimes directly stunning. I love this series so much due to its art. The only downfall is that the action scenes could be a little too hard to follow with your own eyes and mind. 8 out of 10, very good. It's something that we already mentioned before, and it's just this manga, the way it just draws out scenes and the over detail and stuff like that. It's just a clusterfuck. It's like the author has like a reverse claustrophobia. And wants to condense everything. You'll never see. You'll be seldom to see like a full portrait of a character. Very
rarely.
And when you do, see a full portrait of the character, you are rewarded with generic designs.
Yes, or a naked woman.
Like that's basically. In the first part, volume 1 to 4, there isn't much character design. No, back to you're repeating yourself, bro. basically only barging straight ahead. While we, the readers, can be left behind with confusion, the characters itself are a real hit, though. Oh, no, they weren't.
No.
Bro, I'm sorry, man. You're grasping straws here. The main characters look awesome, cool, sexy, arrogant. I think what you're focusing on is sexy. That's it. I don't think it's.
Yeah, that's about all they have.
They're not really. No one's really cool. Alvin over here is just plot edgy. That's it. He's angry. He's an angry boy. That's
He's an
all.
angry boy.
He's an angry boy. That's it. 7.5 out of 10. It's not looking good so far, but I'm gonna guess we're gonna get 10 out of 10 for volumes 5 to 8 here.
Probably yes.
The overall enjoyment of this part 1 to 4 was 7 out of 10. I personally feel that's good enough because there is its own charm in not knowing anything from character and stories. It's only when I look over it that it looks worse than it is.
Oh my god.
7 out of 10 is a good amount. It's literally, it's like, it feels like this guy is being held at gunpoint and he's trying to convince himself seven like,
He's
this
like,
is 7.
no, this is good.
This is 7. This is 7. This is good.
I know there's
this
all
is
these
good.
bad things, but this is good. I promise it's good.
Alright, and now he's re-establishing the 7 layer. Someone saved this guy, I know. So overall, it's going down with 7 out of 10 with part 1. What is needed next is more backstory and a clearer goal. Look, at this point, alright, from what I can tell from the context of the story, backstory isn't going to save the series, okay?
No.
The plot is silly. The themes are just a mess, you know.
Yeah, backstory would not save it. It would just make it messier.
You know, it's silly. A little easier art in the battle scenes and some real character design. Yes,
Yeah.
Those are the main things. Because the thing is, we talk about Bleach a lot, and I love Bleach, but it is one of those series where it's very style over substance. Where
100%.
But it doesn't have a good plot. But it does such like fight scenes, character designs, and the art is just done so fucking well.
At least Bleach aura is iconic.
Yeah.
Whether you like the story or not, the aura is iconic.
Yeah. So the whole argument that like, oh, the characters, thing, you can't even do that right, bro. Come on. You gotta fulfill the 3 basic requirements. If you're gonna have a shit story, then fulfill the other requirements. That's how it works. You got,
Exactly.
It's a tit for tat. Jesus.
Yes.
All right. At least have good drip,
that
SMH. Yeah. Clearly he's chained to a basement. Yes, he is. All right. So this is where the unseeable force is grabbing this guy by the balls while he's writing.
Yeah,
and now his second part.
Maybe the author wrote this.
Second part is really interesting. I can tell you that if you came through with the first 4 volumes, I can guarantee you a series in top form and a few mistakes. Since book 5 to 8 contains everything that we need in order to get everything down and understand. Take part of the story and live within the characters. Okay, so deciphering the cryptic message of our hostage here, I think he's trying to say that we basically get a better understanding of the characters and of the backstory, and that's basically that's the reward for trudging through four volumes.
For getting through that slop at the beginning.
Yeah, like 4 volumes of slop. Yeah, basically.
Oh my gosh.
The arts haven't changed much at all. Still lovely as it is, but they did fix the one error. It's not confusing between fight scenes anymore. This is enough to change my mind from 8 out. You were at 7. Oh wait, he was at 8 actually. Before I get angry,
yeah,
he was at 8.
To 9.
Bro, come on. Okay, first off, the designs have not fixed it. You also said that designs was a problem before.
Yeah.
And you're forgiving it too much.
A 9 out of 10 for this?
Since it's no unique art style, he's already seeing the problems, and you're giving it a 9. The art is really good, but given proportions to everything that's going on, no picture is put less love in, so everyone is perfectly awesome.
What does this mean?
All right.
What is this guy saying?
So what he's saying is, I think, deciphering again, and
yeah, I need translation.
He's saying that there is a lot of love that is put into the art now.
I get what.
And they fixed the paddling issue.
I've met artists that put zero love into their work, and it looks really good. I don't think having good art means you put love into it.
And it's not even. I wouldn't even say it's good art. Good art. It's like art is basically it's the three main components is basically character design, background, and then you have like current like actual drawing the art of the actual art style as well.
Yeah,
Those are like the main three components. You could throw in shading too, I guess. Throw shading in.
Sure. Yeah, shading is important too.
Shading is the unsung hero. Anyways, of art.
Yes.
It just has a nice art style. The character designs are like generic. Even when you get to the sci-fi setting, everyone's wearing Evangelion suits. It's not.
Yes.
It's not that fulfilling. You get monster designs. You get monster designs, but there's no allure. There's no fascination. They look pretty generic in their own right as well.
Yes.
There's no. It doesn't feel. Doesn't feel like there's any grand spectacle. They hit him with the truth serum halfway through typing. Yeah, Jesus, I thought I was being generous with a 4.
Literally, yeah. I was like 2. Bye.
Okay, so perfectly awesome. The character design, as I said, we get to know the backstory. That's not character design.
No.
That's development. That's story.
Oh my gosh, people.
We get to know backstory to the characters, which is also a big part of the understanding of the whole plot. Just because you understand something doesn't make it good. I was in an argument I was in a heated argument with a guy in my old anime society of which is better, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood or the original anime. And he was
the FMA, the one that like the
Manga. And I acknowledge Yeah, because the original anime, changed halfway, and I said
so much.
And I said Brotherhood is better only because of the fact that the second half greatly surpasses what the first part tries to achieve. There's more of an argument about the second part. It's not the first part, because the first part I would say the original anime is better because they actually delve a bit. Anyways, keeping on point. What I'm trying to say is that the main argument he was making is that he was saying, oh, but we got to understand the mechanics of alchemy and everything, and like fucking parallel worlds, and then we were in Nazi Germany at the end of the series or something like that. I don't know. And I'm like, just because they give you information. It
doesn't make it better.
It doesn't mean it's compelling storytelling. I could throw shit at you and then give you an encyclopedia. It doesn't mean I did you a favor.
According to this guy, the encyclopedia is the greatest piece of media ever conceived.
Yeah. Alright, so anyways, the character goes from I really don't care if you die to I will die with you. It's nothing. It's not the same. It's the same thing. It's the same generic shit.
It's oh my gosh. You
basically got shit flavored 1 and now you picked shit flavor 2. It's the same problem I had with Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, where it was basically very unlikable characters with barely any actual evocative storytelling, and it's just like the whole 180 in personality from I don't care to I will die for you sort of personality.
Yeah.
That's not good storytelling. It didn't work in Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. It's not working here either.
That ain't working in the gardens.
In your mind, it can become emotional. In your mind, yeah. If you imagine stuff hard enough with enough context, yeah, anything can become,
I can make anything.
The character design is 10 out of 10 for this. They started wearing generic Evangelion suits in a series that was led off with fucking fantasy, like, and they didn't even do the fantasy part that well. Clearly, you guys, just imagine harder, guys. Clearly, you guys are just lacking in imagination. No.
Oh my gosh.
Look, I'll just look at Jackson Pollock painting then, if that's the case, honest to God.
Yes, I get more emotion out of Jackson Pollock art than this.
Yeah, oh my God, I'll just go to like an art gallery and see like a dot in the thing. It's like, it's bullshit.
I get more emotion provoked from that than this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Alright, book five. I love this so much, I couldn't stop reading, even after how much I tried to stop. I think you were at gunpoint, bro. I think the truth serum was kicking in by then.
Either that, or this person felt as though they wasted their time, and this is them trying to justify it the whole time. Like, no, I didn't waste my time reading this. This is good.
This is Stockholm Syndrome at its finest, honestly. Just some small things here and there. And you give it a 9 out of 10. And, like... That's
crazy.
Small things here and there is an 8 out of 10 statement.
Yeah.
At best. At best.
That's crazy.
So yeah, anyway, the series changes forms from teen 16-year-olds to mature 18-year-olds. From like, as if the distinction is that big of a deal. Where you had like naked women at the beginning of the series being thrown around in cleavage shots.
What's the difference now?
You're telling me like the jump from 16-year-olds to 18-year-olds just because there's violence and gore now? That's the only jump, and this is like
that's where we draw the line.
No, but it's like the whole thing where people think they're more cultured and stuff because it's seinen and there's gore. You know.
I know.
Just it's not the case. Shonen can be more compelling. They matured so much in 2 years. Yeah. Oh my God. It's just so it's so damaging. Alright, so this one, this is the mixed review one. This person seems to have read 4 chapters, but they probably just marked it as that. Gave it a 6 out of 10. We got a bunch of people saying nice and one person saying funny. Usually, from my experience, when people put funny, it means that they're just salty and they don't like the review, unless it's actually funny. So, okay, so I just finished the first volume of this series, and since there are no reviews yet, okay, so he was the first first one, and it was mixed. We had a brief period of sanity here. Since there are no reviews, I will give my first impression. Seventh Garden is a fantasy shonen series, and it's about as generic as it gets, though that's not necessarily a bad thing. I advise you to only view this as help if you are unsure whether you should give this manga a shot, as I only read the first volume. Patient zero. Yeah, patient zero. First off, the story is your typical you and your magical partner go off and beat X many bad guys to become the ultimate ruler kind of thing. But with a nice twist, because the bad guys are angels. Like,
oh my God.
And your magical companion is the devil. Right off the bat, we are dealing with way more interesting thematics of religion and how it's used to control the people of this world. Too bad they don't stick with it. Other than that, the story is nothing new, and you could probably tell where it's going. So I don't have that much more to say about it. It's serviceable, nothing more, nothing less. I think relying on the theme is a bit of a stretch, but I gotta respect. It could be interesting for a lot of new readers as well. So
yeah, I guess if it's like a first manga for you, it might be interesting. But
I don't know. There's a lot of dark fantasy series out there where it's especially the whole. The protagonist versus the church sort of storyline.
There's a lot.
Like, we got Shield Hero. We got a bunch which I can't think of. Isekai Doctor does that as well.
Oh,
yeah. There's a bunch. There's also that one with So What If I Become a Monster Spider or whatever as well. It just goes on. So yeah. Also, Castlevania. Before I forget.
Oh yeah.
If we count Castlevania for that brief moment as well.
I could count it.
Okay, so the pacing is really quick in this first volume, which I found odd at first and came to appreciate a lot as I kept reading, because there was nothing fucking
There's nothing
there.
happening.
Nothing was there, so they just moved things along. There was no sense of storytelling because there was nothing.
There's nothing happening.
As this is, at its core, just a typical shonen manga. Yeah, it's like even by typical shonen standards, this is it's so dry. It's barren. Getting all the plot points we've heard a million times out of the way quickly is a good idea. This way, we get the gritty backstories, the trading. This is the problem nowadays, and you kind of seen like the generation of iPad, and I sound like a fucking old man when I say this, but the generation of iPad kids, like. But I don't want storytelling. I just want to get to gritty backstories and stuff like that. It's just a mad boomer. It's such a, like if One Piece was released today, we wouldn't get past. It would die. It would drown before we even get to the Grand Line. It would
probably, yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, because this generation, they just don't want. They don't care for storytelling at all.
No, not really.
This is like we just, and it's just, and we see that it's the way. This way we get to the gritty backstories and the training with the new weapon and stuff like that. And it's just like, okay, bro, just skip to the end then if that's the case, if that's all you care about.
Oh.
That really works when you want to keep the old tropes that everyone loves but don't want to bore us with them. They are beloved tropes. There's a reason why they're used.
Oh, wow. That's a crazy sentence.
They're only hated and you're only bored with them because they're used in a boring manner half of the time. That's the problem. And you saying this is just justifying the bullshit. It's not.
My head hurts.
I mean, I shouldn't be too mad because he left mixed feelings, but it's like, you're part of the problem, honestly. I'm not reading this, you're part of the problem. Honestly. Where this manga really shines, in my opinion, is with its presentation. The art style is really rich and pretty. Oh, it's too heavily detailed. The small details on every panel keep your eyes glued to each. Yeah, it keeps you glued and melting. The character designs, except for some questionable female fashion choices, which I'll get into, are also really imaginative. Wrong? Sorry, man.
Really imaginative.
Not really.
Wow.
Without feeling out of place, the shading and the use of light makes for very effective storytelling at times. In the style department, this series excels. It's all style, but it's just nothing. Would you say? Speaking of maybe off topic, but there was a really interesting comment I saw this morning about Witch Hat, where there are people who only really consumed recent anime, not really getting the show because they're lacking the understanding of the storytelling outside of the outside of anime tropes.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's really
wait, I want to.
This is what
okay, Eula, if you find that, I need you to send it to me because I want to see that.
Yeah, you send that to us, Eula. Or maybe just the boomers. Yeah.
I am a boomer. I'm aware.
It's just really I mean, we saw this with Freyrin when it was like people would complain, oh, it's too slow and shit like that.
Yeah, it's like you need to let it breathe. It can't all be action all the time.
Alright, I'm just going to skip to the last thing because I'm already getting petered out with this.
I know.
In the end, I enjoyed my time with Seventh Garden. The quick pacing, interesting themes, and beautiful art style makes me want to dive into the series headfirst. Though the needless fan service and the generic story makes me wonder if this series will sustain itself in the long run. I would recommend you check out the first volume for yourself and see if it's your thing. I think the fact... we could look at this guy's profile real quick and just see if he read more of it.
I'm curious.
And if he ended up dropping it. He didn't mark his progress on it.
Oh.
And he didn't read that much manga, to be fair. So.
Yeah.
I mean, he read Ajin from the look of it. Well.
That's a good one.
It is I have arrived. And just when Ajin was mentioned in the conversation.
Yes. He arose like a sleeper agent.
Like a fucking sleeper agent, but cold from the depths of hell. Alright, I'm gonna save Alpi the Soul Sender for a bit later because I kind of don't want to go off into the negative tangent right now. I kind of want to just go something more positive.
Let's talk about something good.
Alright, let's talk about 20th Century Boys.
I've only gotten like 30 something chapters into it just because my life has been insane. But I have been binge reading this every chance I get. This one, it felt like, so I started out by reading Alvin and the Chipmunks, and then I read what is it? Seventh Garden. I read Seventh Garden.
Yeah.
And then I read Alpi.
Yeah.
And they were both slogs to get through, and I was like, oh, I can't do this. And so I was like, I'll try 20th Century Boys. And if 20th Century Boys sucks, then I'll just reread Noragami the rest of the time and we'll call it a day. And I started reading 20th Century, and it was like my salvation from hell, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I absolutely get you. It was your light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah.
It starts you off strong, and I don't know. I mean, I guess we're talking about it because with the assumption that the people here have read it, but the twists and the turns and just like the way the paneling.
And that's only in the 30 chapters you've read so far, out of the 240.
It's like gripping. It's already so gripping. Like, I mean, I know Urasawa's a great storyteller because, like, I've already read Monster, and I know a little bit about Pluto and Billy Bat and all that. Mm-hmm. But just the twist, like, even though in a way when I was reading 20th Century Boys, I had a feeling where this plot was going, especially when they mentioned having like this main character having childhood friends, etc., and having like their little club out in the woods that they would hang out in. I had a feeling where this plot was going, but even so, it's still gripping. Even so, when the twists that I'm anticipating happen, they still shock me because of how he builds it up and how he strategically reveals things to you via the paneling and storytelling and like the way he does action paneling, all that stuff. It's just very like addicting to read. I'm getting like a continuous dopamine hit every time I read this.
I think I really enjoy this manga. I feel like this manga in particular is basically what Naoki tried to do with Billy Bat, but succeeded. He basically put more time into it. He's put more time into it to have a more conclusive storytelling and more flushed out characters.
It does feel more like complete.
It's okay. So now we talk about my problems with it. Okay, so my problem is just like if I had a nickel for this that happened in Billy Bat, that happened again in 20th Century Boy.
Oh, I know. Yes, exactly. You'd be a millionaire.
You know, there is a lot of reused content.
Absolutely.
Materials. I wouldn't say content, but materials.
Yeah.
Not just in. I believe Billy Bat came after 20th Century Boys. To be fair.
Oh, did it? I thought Billy Bat was first, and then 20th Century was after. I'm not sure.
Let me see. Billy Bat came out in 2008 to 2016. And I think 20th Century Boys was early 2000s.
Okay, that changes my whole perspective. For some reason, I thought Billy Bat was way older, and I don't know why.
Yeah, so it ran from 1999 to 2006. But I think Billy Bat was a monthly manga, and 20th Century Boys was a weekly.
Oh! Well, shoot. I had no idea. I was, for some reason, this whole time in my brain, I thought that Billy Bat was, like, from the 80s. I don't know why.
It's because of
I have no idea why.
It's Naoki's style, to be fair. Naoki kind of has, like, a big focus on the 80s, 90s period. I mean, in
Yeah.
Monster, everything is set in like the 60s or like basically just
Yeah.
off all the
He does do that a lot.
right after the
But yeah, I
Berlin
was-
Wall collapse. So, that's in the 80s
Mhm.
actually, so the 90s. So,
Yeah, 80s, 90s. Okay, that's good to know.
yeah, it was running for 241 years, CWAS, and then it went back in time to release the to give us the full volumes. Yeah, so honestly, I mean, I'm not too upset because it was the first manga to do it. You know, compared to Billy Bat, Billy Bat kind of just it just kind of noticed like a lot of similarities between the two in terms of the
definitely.
actual like sort of prophecy storyline to this, you know, I guess even like this sort of antagonist who is kind of like who is introduced as this aloof anonymous figure on top of the company, and then you revealed and stuff like that. Even the manner they revealed in terms of the fake Walt Disney character Billy Bat to friend here has a sort of similar sort of storytelling. I feel like Friend is done a lot better. It's had a lot more time. It definitely had more time to cook in the oven compared to if we're comparing to Billy Bat. I think it's a fair comparison as well because they are literally the same author and they kind of go in the same direction. They even do that bullshit with. Oh my god! So, I feel like Naoki Urasawa has a tendency to basically fake kill off the main protagonist.
Yes.
Like, you did that in Billy Bat, you know, like, if you think otherwise, you know. But yeah, it's the exact same plot devices he uses, and it's genuinely insane. I feel like it's if I'm comparing between Billy Bat for that one particular plot device regarding the main characters, I would say the first half Kenji is a lot more endearing than, but it's a very high bar. It's a very high bar, to be fair. Kenji is a very high bar, and the other character in Billy and the main protagonist in Billy Bat was very good in his own right as well. So but in terms of like the reveal and return and stuff like that, I don't know. Okay, so Billy Bat was Billy Bat was a lot more rushed as well. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, so his 20th Century Boy was just better all around. It was a better version of itself, basically, which is crazy to say, but yeah. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Naoki Urasawa manga before, he has a distinctive art style. I love it.
I really like it. It's kind of timeless.
It's like let's see if we can get 20th Century Boy. Oh, I only got first chapter, but that's
yeah, he did Yawara too. I love Yawara.
I have his Sneeze book.
The Sneeze book!
He does a very old-fashioned style.
I'm so
I love his art style.
Sneeze book.
What I love about his art style is the fact that it's sort of got that nostalgic feel of like old Showa era styles, especially when it comes to the noses, as you say. I feel like his biggest influence, and he always references it in every single manga he's done, is Tezuka's manga.
Yeah,
you know,
it's very strong.
You know, every single manga, I feel like it's a good mix of Tezuka and Otomo. Yeah, absolutely. It's like the best of both worlds. What I love about it is the fact that it takes it's sort of like fun caricatures of people, and it kind of emphasizes the unique human characteristics of many different people.
Yes, it's very fun.
But he doesn't make it seem too toonish or anything like that. It feels very natural. It doesn't feel like Gakko in Handsome sort of silly.
Right.
When he draws like a character with like a big nose and stuff like that, it's like, Like it feels normal to that. It feels natural, and it's like, oh, this is me, and it's like. It's even sometimes I feel like it's borderline racist, like sometimes, but it's just like it's sort of self racist, like especially if you read Monster, and there's a couple of Japanese characters in that, and they look like very old caricatures of old Japanese people, like how people used to draw like stereotypes and stuff like that.
You're like,
with like
who?
the big,
You're like, who wrote that?
with the big wonky teeth, with the square head and the glasses and the beady eyes and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like, you're not doing any favors, but you know.
But we'll give you a pass because you're from there. It's okay.
It's okay, but I love, and obviously, you know, take a shot if Naoki represents Germany in this manga.
Oh my gosh, I know.
I saw Dusseldorf. I see France. I see. Urasawa flip-flops between making Domo Akira written by Tezuka and Astro Boy written by Otomo. Yeah, basically. It's okay, you can be a little racist since you write good stories. It's great though, but I think it just plays to distinct character designs and makes them stand out even more.
Yeah, you don't forget them.
Yeah, especially that is very character focused. You need to make the characters distinctive, otherwise you kind of just lose track or get bored with it. Usually, when you watch,
what's impressive is Kenshi is a pretty like normal, simple dude, but you know it's him when you see his, like it's very distinct. It's like I'm impressed that he can do that.
Absolutely, and that's what I kind of love about this is that everyone feels distinct. It kind of plays to the what do you call it? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to get the first chapter.
Oh yeah.
Accidentally spoiling. It plays to like the whole facet of like human characteristics and how we see other people when we recognize facial distinctions even more so than any other. Like that's why we as humans notice something off when we see anything uncanny or AI generated. We notice how something feels off in that regard. Yeah. But it's like you said before. It's not like he's made to look handsome or pretty or stuff like that. But he feels like
he's feels just a very normal guy.
Even going through like the first chapter, you notice that there's a lot that is not foreshadowed. Well, I guess foreshadowed in the first in the first chapter, anyways. But there's a lot of stuff that's utilized later on in the series.
Oh, absolutely.
Everything it's so cleverly and carefully intricate and laid out.
I need to go back and read the first couple chapters soon, just to like see the puzzle pieces being laid out.
Oh yeah, you're not even gonna make sense of the puzzle pieces till like much later on.
I know, probably not, but I'm just like, this is crazy. I'm already like, this is crazy, and I've barely even like.
My only gripe with this series is the one plot device used in the series called Tomodachi Land, and it's basically like a virtual reality that relives the past and stuff like that, and just kind of used as a plot device to provide exposition, but it's used in a very it's done in such a like fascinating and sort of half ominous way. It's even something that looks generic, to like interactions between children or something like that. It could the implications that it could stem into, branch into this greater plot is like it's very alluring. It's it's so fascinating. It's just, for me, it's just like it kind of it's a bit of a dissonance for me personally, but I still enjoyed it very much. I think
that's fair.
It made me a bit confused whether or not if it was a virtual reality or were they actually traveling back in time. I got confused for a bit there.
That's fair. That I could see that happening.
So it just, but other than that, it's really good.
It seems solid. Honestly, very solid manga.
Do you have a favorite character already, or?
Ooh, I like oh my gosh, what's her name? She has the dog. She's the
Uh,
narc. She's got the dog. What's her name? Oh my gosh.
shit. I haven't
I
read
can't
this.
remember her name. I can see her face, and her dog is named like Blue 3 or something.
We got Kemi, we got Brittany. Okay, so it doesn't barely shows any characters on my anime list.
Oh, it's so sad. Hold on.
Kirinji? No, Kurenji. No. I think it works because they have such variety. I don't think it comes across as truly racist because of how he clearly he put so much life and variety into these characters. Yeah, I completely agree. I was only just just sort of saying the racist thing as a part of a half joke, except for that one particular character done. But it's sort of, like I said, it was sort of like self-racism there, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Take Taichi Kiton, which is a Japanese English guy who I wouldn't say looks like any particular stereotype. Master Key on is a great series. What if a Japanese Englishman who was former SAS survival instructor who now works as an insurance investigator whilst also teaching archaeology at a university whilst dreaming of working as an archaeologist into the Danube civilization. Keaton. Yeah, so yeah, I knew what you meant, but yeah.
Oh, her name is Yukiji. I found her.
Oh, Yukichi. I thought it was Kurinji or something like that. Yeah, I quite liked her as well. Yeah, I think.
Yes, I like her.
I think for me, I feel like two characters kind of like overtook, and it was Yoshitsune and Ocho.
Ah,
I think
okay.
I've looked at the fandom over the years, and I think Ocho is like a big fan favorite for a lot of people.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense.
Ocho for me is kind of he's always been that sort of steadfast guy. You know, but he does you can trust him to do the right thing, and he he gets shit done basically.
He be getting it done, dude.
He be getting it done. So yeah, it's really but it's so interesting hearing you talk about Yorinji as well. Like there's a lot of fascinating characters in there. Kana as well is great. Maruo as well grew on me in the second half as well. I barely even recognized him from the start of it. It was crazy.
Oh yeah.
And other
I
stuff
can't
like
wait
that.
to read more.
And there's
I'm
other
definitely
characters.
Gonna finish this one.
And there's other characters introduced in this later half of the series that you feel like, oh wow, this is really well done.
I can't wait.
So if we took Naoki kind of has an issue. Okay, so my critique about Naoki is that the way he does the villains. He does the main antagonist really well. Like we see that in Monster all the time. The supporting antagonists, though, are very hit or miss, and we see that in Monster, we saw that in Billy Bat, we see that in this. Like in the first 50, 60 chapters, I think, or maybe 100 chapters of 20th Century Boy, we are dealing with this policeman with a mole. And his entire character is basically just a blank wall. And it's mostly, and you could argue that it's because of the fact that it's his representation as that, because he's the fact that he's a police officer and he works for the organization,
Maybe.
It's sort of that, but it's, but then we go like the other end of the spectrum where we see with Monster, with Ricardo, and he basically gets like a lot of interactions and we see his personality and stuff like that. And he's very unlikable, and only because of the fact that he just randomly shows up to fuck shit up. That's it, And it feels like Naoki learned from that, but he tried to go the polar opposite direction and still kind of just like,
Yeah, it didn't quite work.
It didn't pan out either, and you do get that with a bunch of other side characters here and there. There was a few that I thought were quite interesting, like I forgot his name, Ishin or Ishij. I don't know. I'm terrible with names.
What's his face?
What's his face? Old man. He has like with bending spoons stuff at the beginning.
Oh, which one is that? Inshu?
Yeah, Ichu or something like that.
Inshu or something like that?
I don't know. But it's very interesting. So the overall, so as I go into this manga, I learn more and more about the themes. I guess I kind of discover more about the themes that I was trying to, represent. And it's very interesting. I think the main overall theme is basically, like the manifestation of childhood insecurities.
Yes. Yeah, I think that whole aspect is really interesting.
And that we should be... I feel like the moral is that we should be more... I guess it's like sort of the psychological plight of children. It's always been present in Monster especially. More so in Monster than in this series, but it's... you could sort the psychological plight of children and how it kind of just manifests over the years, to create
adulthood.
quote unquote monsters, or in this case, friends,
Friend.
that sort of thing. I find it really interesting.
Yeah, it's very fascinating.
It does sort of. It goes on for a bit, but it's very dialogue heavy, and it does feel like when you see the characters interacting, it's very forgivable. It's a very forgivable sin.
Yeah.
It's not as straight to the point as Monster, but even Monster isn't really straight to the point either. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say we have a plot revelation, and then that revelation kind of just lingers over the course of 5-6 chapters as people, because obviously that's not really how human interaction works. I get, where if one person knows, it doesn't mean like someone's going to simultaneously know on the other side of the world, and there's always going to be like that sort of miscommunication. It does. So I get that, and sometimes you think like, oh, it's a bit repetitive, but it's okay. But it's only just to. I feel like it's only just to. It just kind of just only just to send home the realism, I guess.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But it's great. I mean, it's a fun thing where it starts off as a series where there's just this cult growing out of normal, and then it's like it turning into like a revolution. Against this cult. It's such an amazing and also like steady escalation. It doesn't feel like too out of proportion.
It's not sudden.
It doesn't feel sudden. It felt like an ever-present threat that grew and manifested. And by the time of the series, it doesn't feel like you don't question how did we get here to there. Like you don't question that.
Yeah, it's just it feels more like inevitability.
Yeah, exactly. And
but it's definitely a fun one to read while I'm at work. That's 100% for sure.
Absolutely. I think one could criticize. I think the only issue that some people would have about this series, and I think it's a series with Naoki Urasawa in general, is that it gives you the impression that it's going to be darker than it actually is. Like,
I guess that's fair, but
yeah, it's like Monster. I was when you first read Monster, you're expecting like the most depraved shit imaginable.
Yeah, and it never really does.
It never really does, and I'm not sure if it's just like years of being desensitized with reading stuff like Seventh Garden or something like that. But
I'm gonna go with that. I think as readers and people that live on planet Earth, we're just too desensitized to violence.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Like I said, it's not really a big issue. It's more of just understanding Naoki as a writer.
Yeah, just as a person, really.
Yeah, it's not. It never feels as dark as it is, and I think that's just more of a play to Naoki's writing style.
Yeah,
anything,
that's just like what he prefers.
Yeah, exactly. I think as well, Urasawa has an ability to make things seem grander than they are. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like that kind of is a contributing factor to my mindset, anyways. But he makes it like some things grander than they actually are, and you think you're like, oh, my brain is computing all it must mean something, and you're expecting
You're
the most earth-shattering shit possible, and you could argue it's the writer's job to temper those expectations as well, but at the end of the day, you can also attribute to he's just that good of a writer that you kind of get those expectations as well. So.
Yeah, that too.
One of my main criticisms on Monster is that there were too many side stories that just a few were enough to drive home a point. I feel like in terms of Monster, it was kind of like building up the sort of connections and stuff, because it was supposed to give you that satisfaction at the end when everyone came together to help the surgeon guy. And this series does the same thing, to be honest, but it does it like it feels very plot adjacent compared to in Monster, where it sort of does feel like side stories that doesn't feel like linked to the plot whatsoever. But it does kind of, I feel like it kind of, that is for building like the sort of heart of the series and building the main protagonist's I'm trying to figure the word here, but it's not agenda, but like to support his moral standpoint of being a good person and that all life is equal. All life is equal.
Yeah.
Like
maybe like just his personal convictions.
Yeah, personal convictions. It's supposed to like reinforce his personal convictions. Otherwise, if we were to do that if we were to have that ending without those demonstrations of his personal convictions, it wouldn't be as satisfying. And I think the side plots were necessary because it kind of delved into the main protagonist's character as a whole, whilst also building up his demonstrating the personal conviction and his moral fight against the main antagonist Johan as well. So,
yeah,
I just wish Monster was a little more streamlined. Yeah, it does meander a bit. Yeah, and that's Naoki style. To be fair, it kind of circles around. It brings up a point and then it circles around it for a bit. It's like what's the best way of putting it? You know how you launch a rocket into space and then it does like a slingshot orbit around the moon, then back around Earth and stuff like that? It kind of does that with plot points in manga. He basically, the plot itself is the rocket ship, and the rocket ship is orbiting around the moon, which is one plot point, and it orbits around the other. It hasn't made a full circle yet, mind you, on either one yet, but it's like, adds a bit. The difference between Monster and 20th Century Boy, though, which is obviously those side stories. It's a lot more plot adjacent. It's all connected, and it's very well done. And I think it's rewarded at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just realized I was just talking on a tangent for a while. But is there anything?
No, it was a good tangent.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it's how I've felt too.
Yeah. Is there like anything in particular that you liked about this manga? Or?
Honestly, I guess because I read it after Alpi and Seventh Garden, I was just appreciative that there was something interesting happening in my paneling for once. I was just like overjoyed that I could understand action sequences, and also in tandem with like a quote-unquote mystery that we're slowly unfolding, I was just like, this is so exciting. I understand what's going on. Maybe I'm not stupid after all.
Yeah.
It was like a revelation.
Honestly, this is more of a commentary on Seventh Garden as a whole. If you got a manga questioning your capacity of enjoyment, then there's something wrong with that manga. Because
I was like, okay, the art's not terrible, but also I don't like this, but what? And then I was reading this, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's just a bad manga. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, you were like, am I the asshole? It's like, no, that was the asshole.
Yes, it had
I'm
me.
not
It
the
was like
ass-
gaslighting me.
Yeah, it was
Gaslighting me.
I think it's also those reviews as well.
I know. I'm like, am I the dumb one here? What's going on?
No, it's just people focusing more style over substance, and I feel like this.
Yes.
Naoki, like in 20th Century Boys, it has its own flavor of style, but it has a lot of substance behind it as well, so which makes makes it all the
it's so enjoyable.
Oh shit! C-Wavs, he's finally done the nuclear option. He has used an express ticket to get one particular manga to read next month. So yeah.
Oh, let's go.
After two poll attempts to push it through, he's finally done it, and I got a new skill. I got a new skill every time I was exiled, and after 100 different worlds, I was unmatched.
Make it in 1 month.
I just realized I had 5k and it's been like 3 months since I started. Jeez.
That's hilarious.
Oh god, we were so close to having like we had one member of the Discord server, she left now, but she had like racked up like 18,000, like almost 20,000, and she was basically planning on being like a host that month. And it was going to be a whole month dedicated to her, basically.
That's amazing. Oh, I wish.
If only. Oh. But yeah, that's the dream. That was the dream, and that was going to be real, but it didn't pan out.
Maybe I will try to make that happen.
Just keep messaging in chat. Take part in chat.
Just spam.
This is how we reward the people taking part in the streams. It starts now. If you want to read the truly good podcast, read Death Hunter.
Read Death Hunter? Is this rage bait? What? I don't know what that is. Wait.
Okay, so Death Hunter is a manga we covered a couple of years ago. It's basically a manga written in the late 1960s. It's a manga. Is
it a movie too? Hold on.
No, it's not, but it's mind-boggling. It's a mind-boggling manga in terms of actual, like, holy shit, how is this a manga? Like...
Oh, this already lit. Hold on. Let me go to chapter 1. I want to take a lookie.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm derailing this.
The main character goes through a dark arc where he starts smoking weed.
That's his dark arc?
Well, it's very important to the plot.
Okay.
He becomes cold and unfeeling, and he doesn't care about society.
I'm on the first page. He's wrapped head to toe in bandages. He's a driver.
You ever seen like the old cartoon Speed Racer?
Yeah.
Have you seen the clip?
What this feels like.
Yeah, it's basically that. You know how when you watch like the Speed Racer out of context and you think, oh my god, Speed Racer is an actual full-fledged sociopath.
Yes, Yeah,
you've seen those clips.
I have.
That is this manga. Like, that is Death Hunter.
Okay, I might have to read it then. I feel like it'll give me the same charm as when I read the original Devilman manga.
It basically it will. It's so silly. It's like the plot is so silly and the dialogue is so silly and the plot.
Yeah, I'll have to. They stop and refer to it as the Devil's Lettuce. Am I in youth group?
It's so I got a remake called Zombie Hunter that sadly got cancelled. I need to read that. Oh no.
Yeah, this looks like manga like this Death Hunter right here. This is like up my alley. This is what I like to take the time and read.
Now this is pod racing.
Now this is pod racing. Right here, baby.
Yeah, fucking hell. Alright, so we got a lot of long reviews because that's kind of how it sparks the thing. Okay, the negative review is short, so there we go.
Wait, is this the same guy that wrote the mixed review for the Seventh Garden? That looks like the same profile picture.
It's the default picture, I think.
Okay. I've not been on Mal in so long. I have no idea how that works.
It's a default picture. It's a different person.
It's a default now?
I double checked. So.
Okay.
All right. So okay. So we got like rank 22nd and popularity 24th. So huge turnout. 87 recommended, 13 mixed feelings, 7 not recommended. I can see
Dang.
why. I can see why.
Yeah.
So this review was written back in 2007, like early days YouTube.
Vintage.
20th Century Boys is about a group of men and one woman who, when they had been children, had been best friends, sharing a quote unquote. Oh my god, he was using old syntax for quote. That's funny.
Oh my gosh,
That
the
is
formatting is still. That's so funny.
Secret base in an overgrown field, and a sanctuary where they could read manga, listen to music, and hide from the most evil twins in history, Yambo and Mambo. One day, their old syntax quote, creative genius close syntax quotes, Kenji suggested they bury a time capsule and fill it with their treasured possessions, and agree to unearth it only when the Earth is in grave danger, for they would then save it. Years later, they find themselves leading ordinary, unglamorous lives, their dreams of greatness long buried under the dust of adult pragmatism. I'm just gonna skip ahead of it just because it's just all plot stuff, so...
Yeah, they're just like saying what the plot is.
Okay, here we go. So this is the actual meat of it. Okay. At first glance, 20th Century Boys seems to be a crude shonen manga that would probably not appeal to everyone, judging by the artwork alone, but it is not. Gasp. True, they are not pretty boys or girls to easily fangirl over. Shows what you know.
Yeah. Shows what you know, ho.
Oh, Ocho, my king, take me away.
Ocho, my king. He does our farm.
I stand for Maruo.
Yeah, he's good. He's good.
Anyways, but this kind of story does not need exaggerate. It's a real beauty in its artwork to survive. This truly is a graphic novel, where the plot moves with speed, certainty, intelligence, and rather than rely on hundreds of different feathers and cherry blossoms to depict angst and drama. My god, this guy's got shoujo trauma.
Oh no!
We got a classic case of shoujo trauma here. I see the signs.
So the
Feathers
signs
and cherry blossoms. Yeah, I see the signs, man.
I know.
He's got it bad as well. This was back in 2007. Jesus.
That's vintage trauma.
That is vintage trauma right there. That is like it's like seeing like it's like finding a fossil with the Black Plague on it. Be warned, kids. Don't read shoujo. You may be left with PTSD. New Gen Shinsekai Yori.
Like.
Yeah. Alright, anyways, the art is actually pretty polished as well. The inking clean and deliberate. The panels arranged simply but effectively. Like movies these days, many manga artists tend to rely on special quote, unquote, special effects or glamorous art rather than the plot to attract readers. But 20th Century Boy has enough plot that has any eye candy that would just be a bonus. That is what we were talking about with the Seventh Garden just now. That is what we were talking about. God damn it.
Yeah.
That's what we needed. Alright.
Yep.
Character development in 20th Century Boy is also something I like. Kenji grows and changes as the series progresses, and so do the other characters. The dynamics between the friends are believable, and their heroism so simple and understated. And that kind of just... It's so simple, it's just... It feels so raw and evocative because of the simplicity of it as well. I can't really find much to say about this manga simply because it's so good and interesting. I probably wouldn't be able to do it much justice, but if you're looking for a fast-paced, intelligent plot, masterfully created characters, and a mystery that can have you at edge of your seat, then give this series a chance. 9 out of 10.
Yeah. That pretty much sums up how I felt about it.
Honestly,
other than the shoujo trauma, which I embrace.
I could see it given 9. I think high 8, like 8.9 or something like that. I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to give it.
I'm leaning for like an 8 personally, as it stands now.
Yeah. All right, so mixed feelings. The originality and success of 20 Year Boy owes itself its creator. So this was written in 2011, by the way. Itself to creator Urasawa Naoki's creativity and drawing talent. This is the kind of manga that you can get excited about and engross yourself in its story. Small boys in a little town dream big about saving the world and becoming defenders of justice, but one day they couldn't imagine is how their ideals will end up affecting their future. So the art is great. The characters and environments have a consistent, interesting style, and the series are a pleasure to look at. Urasawa Sensei does a great job at keeping the physical look of the characters consistent and recognizable at different ages. If there are any complaints to be had, it's about a couple of the characters that look cartoonish compared to the scenery they're placed against, and that some of the women are hard to tell apart. Yeah, I can see, yeah. I mean, some of the women have a bit of same face syndrome sometimes.
They do a little bit.
Characters. While 20th Century Boy has a large menagerie of characters, they lack any real personality and are mostly defined by their physical characteristics. Yoshitsune is timid and has small eyes. Maru is fat. Carry-on looks like a frog, etc. I fear that the creator was too focused on involving the characters with the plot that the audience is never given them time to share the experience of the characters and connect to them on an emotional level. I feel like it's sort of... but it sort of resembles real life sort of thing that I know, you know, when you put a spotlight on the character, they need to have a sort of spotlight. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the reason why I don't want to give it a 9. It's mainly because of that. And there is like there are flawed characters here and there, and it's like maybe I'm drifting like 8.5 at best at the moment.
Yeah. Probably fair.
But yeah, no, this guy, he makes a valid point about the characters, and some of them are just like surface level stuff.
Yeah, a lot of them are. Yeah,
they get shining moments, but I wouldn't say that's character development. You know, it's an argument like, yes, you give them their moment, but is that growth, or is that, you know?
Yeah,
it's an interesting development. It's an interesting development nonetheless, and I think it's, you know, Naoki did a good job. He did do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
She's just, and it just talks about the other characters. Plot: the story follows a cyclic pattern of a revelation. We save the day, at least for now. Since this is a mystery at its core, the revelations concern clues as to the identity of friend or his next evil plot. The who's the culprit, find out next week scenario can be interesting, but it's extended throughout the entire manga and soon becomes tedious. Since there aren't many characters to care about, their actions and speeches more or less add out the long trip. That's kind of like what I was trying to say before. It does kind of circle around a bit, but yeah.
Yeah, I can see how that would be annoying to some people if it's not what you like.
I think the strong points though kind of overshadow the flaws for it, but the flaws are still present nonetheless.
Yeah.
What conspiracy? Love, peace, and rock and roll. Okay, it's just talking about the themes here. I'm just social commentary. I'm just going to skip to the end. I don't recommend 20th Century to the passing manga fan. The concept is very interesting, and the events of the story are a fun ride, but ultimately is stretched out to a tedious length. However, if you want to buckle down and enjoy a manga for a while, 20th Century Boy is worth it. It is long, 250-ish chapters.
It is a commitment.
And there is a sequel manga, see what someone said at the beginning of the stream as well, with 21st Century Boys, but it's only 2 volumes long, and it's just supposed to answer. It's supposed to answer the unanswered questions. To be fair.
Got it. Good to know.
Because like 20th Century Boy kind of just ends on like a sort of cliffhanger, so 21st is supposed. So it's supposed to answer all the questions, but I feel like that was intentional because it's like we're starting the new era, like once the dust. Era. You know, that sort of thing, I think is...
The new century. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're no longer 20th century boys. We're
21st century boys.
Exactly. I think that's kind of what it is. Boys to men sort of situation.
So what you're saying is we need to preserve Urasawa's consciousness for the follow-up manga.
Yeah, 22nd Century Boys. Yeah, exactly.
And
Now,
so forth.
now you're cooking with gas.
Yeah.
All right, easily one of the most overrated manga I've ever read. Basically, this is free out by the way. From reading the first 20 chapters, which do a good job of getting you interested, you might think this compares to Monster, but it doesn't. Okay, I think this guy read the whole thing. I can't really tell. The story is all over the place. There's so much filler, too many irrelevant side characters, which you're supposed to like. An enjoyable twist or turn or progress in the plot is far in between. The majority of the manga is just cheesy dialogue and random things. There's so little substance for a manga with this many chapters. The villain isn't well written. The way he's defeated is just unsatisfying and felt stupid. The main character just isn't good or interesting with the same characters, and if anything, only makes the series worse. It's not worth reading. Little did you know, 21st Century is actually the final entry of the trilogy after the 19th Century Boys. But Rosario would go back in time and publish once he's finished with his time machine. Yeah, oh my god. I'm just gonna check what this guy's read and just see like
yeah, also I love it when people write low rated reviews and they don't explain why they don't like it.
He's only read Berserk.
Oh my gosh, dude, I can't. Bro read Berserk once.
Well, he gave it a 5 though. He gave 20th Century Boys. He's read 2 mangas, Berserk and 20th Century Boys. Yeah, that's basically it.
That's crazy.
Truly the pinnacle of LARPing. What Berserk does to a motherfucker. Yeah. Alright, let's move on to the next manga. We're hitting an hour and a half already.
Yeah, let's do the Alpi.
Alright, let's do Alpi and we'll talk about Noragami.
Let's do the Alpi and we'll do...
Alright, Alpi! So, this one I recommended because I saw the cover and I thought, oh, this looks nice.
I know. Cute. I was excited for it.
I saw no one pick it up in Kitsu. You know, I think one person posted about that was interesting on the idea that it was being released, but no one actually covered the actual manga. So I was a bit interested to see what this manga had for us.
Sure.
So, just to provide context, this follows basically a sort of fantasy setting where there are spirits. They basically bestow bountiful boons on the land. However, when the spirit dies, their corpse is left behind, and it releases like black corruption that is that needs to be purified. Then enter Alpi, who is one of many soul senders you meet in the story. Their job is to basically purify the body and release the spirit soul back into the world, and purify the land. It's basically that, and it just follows her travels. It's nice. It's a very interesting concept. The art, so I feel like they put there's a lot more effort into the covers than the actual manga when it comes to the art.
I feel the same way.
It's okay, so if I give you guys just an example, Alpi Soul. Please, yeah, we got up to 20 chapters long thing. All right, and we're gonna get into the actual story stuff later. So yeah, the cover looks really nice. And you're expecting like really intricate designs and stuff like that, and you do see that with like some costume designs here and there, and like, but when it comes to the actual spirits, I don't know if it's the art style or if it's just their actual designs themselves. They're very hard to distinguish, undetailed. So this is like the most detailed and the most distinctive of design you're gonna get from a spirit in this series, I think.
I think it may have to do with the art style this person uses, because it's hard to visually translate what's happening when you see one of the
Yeah,
spirits. Like, it's hard to
absolutely.
distinguish what the different parts are. What is this thing? I don't know. Most of the time when you see them, they're already dead. So
Yeah.
it's like...
There's no, you don't feel like any majesty behind or anything like that. It's like,
No,
it's
they
not
don't
giving
feel
it the
grand.
proper respects that they're supposed to be,
Yeah, it's...
even in art form, which I find a bit, a bit irksome. The art style's nice enough. It's not like the most super detailed, but it's very cute. I love the expressions.
Yeah,
Characters.
it's fine.
I've collected like a lot of emojis, material for the
Yeah,
server at some point, so it'll be good. This
that's
one is
fair.
definitely going to be on here. So
Yeah, that's a good one.
there's a lot
Good
of fun
pouty
expressions.
faces.
So even like that, it's like, okay, it's just. So the problem is, so we have this deer, for example, and you see the up close thing. You see it up close and the detail and stuff like that. And this is pretty much the one time where they actually do it. But later on, they're gonna look like that throughout the rest of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like, oh.
And there's no distinctive features. They all
No.
they just kind of turn into this blob. Even when alive, they look like a blob, which is a bit saddening. I really wish it would do more to showcase the actual magic and spiritual aspects of the series, but but it's still well done. I like the theme and the setting, and the actual the story idea. The idea behind the story is pretty. I like it. It's about it's about this girl who's very inexperienced and she wants to find her parents. She's very inexperienced, so she always throws herself into these dangerous situations, and she's not that good at her job as well. So she takes this unnecessary damage, which she gets criticized for halfway through the series as well. And it's supposed to be to showcase her growth. Which is good. It's and it starts off as a sort of episodic series where she and her assistant are drifting from town to town, going from dealing with spirit problems here and there, and I quite enjoyed it. In terms of the actual plot, when it came to the actual episodic storylines, I actually quite enjoyed it because each spirit had its own set of trials and tribulations, as well as the villagers having their own story tying to it. Here we have the next spirit, which again, it's a big blob.
It's a blob.
It's a blob. It's got some horns, but it's...
I'm like, are those horns, feathers? We don't know. We'll never know.
Oh no, I think it's got braids. They got braids,
I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
That was the most frustrating part of reading this. I was like, I wanted to see cool monsters, and I don't know what any of these are.
Exactly. And you get 3/4 for the series, and you got this big arc where they have to team up with a bunch of other soul senders to purify this massive snake corpse, but the corruption is spread across the corruption is spread across multiple mountains. Yeah?
Yeah.
You never see the full body. You see a section of the snake body. That is
so
fucking it. You never see the head. I don't think we saw the head.
I don't think so. It was so frustrating.
Yeah, it was all deer. All deer and nothing. They put all the budget on the deer. That was it.
All budget to deer.
Yeah, but it's interesting. So, for example, the corpse is in the water and she needs stationary ground. So there's this whole little plot around that. And it's interesting. One chapter, there's a spirit in the sky, and then you meet other characters and stuff like that floating in the air. There's one where there's politics involved, where they're kind of trying to sacrifice the spirit and stuff like that for the sake of progress and stuff like that. I love the idea of purification as well. It's really well done. I mean, even in this chapter, basically, even soul senders aren't immune to the corruption, and it builds up over time, so they have to. And I like that. I love that sense of world building and lore. It's really well done.
Yeah, I do like that aspect of it.
Now, the plot. This is
I was going to say, but the things that bothered me.
The things that bother us.
I got so... When the concept of this, self-purification came up, where she had to purify herself after defeating these beasts, essentially. And that, I forget her name, but there was that other character who was criticizing her for jumping into situations unexperienced, etc. I was thinking this was going to shift gears and have a more emotional aspect to it, of like the idea of like compassion fatigue and helping others to your own detriment kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was getting all geared up and excited, like, oh, that's going to be like such an interesting thing.
Hands
and,
on shoulders, like, ha ha ha, that was a test.
And then, like, it just got, like, poo-pooed away. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, even, like, with the bird, you can see it's just, like, it's...
Yeah.
We know it's a bird, but we barely see anything of it.
What is it?
That's the thing, and that's the only time we see the fucking bird. I think we see the bird, like, in the distance.
Yeah.
Like...
It's like a blob.
Like, we see that, and we're just like, oh yeah, here's your reward! And like, no, that's not a reward.
Alpi the blob sender.
Yeah, it's the Alpi the blob sender. Even when we go, like, to the next chapter here, with this whole plot and stuff like that, it's just folded in, it's got moth wings!
Like, I want to see the whole thing!
Okay, it's got a face this time.
The whole time.
But it just doesn't show enough, and I just want to see more, detail.
I know.
It's crazy, and there's like a whole plot around this one. It's quite interesting as well. I was talking about. It's one thing.
Yeah, that one was interesting.
So that's one thing. Now for the big overarching plot. So the main goal of this series is Alpi's in searching of her parents. Throughout the story, we meet different people along the way, and they basically give us tidbits about these characters. Throughout the entire series, we are explained that the Alpi's parents are soul senders, and that they are very righteous people. They are just as reckless as their daughter, you know. And one character is like very concerned about Alpi's welfare because he basically exhibits the same sort of habits as them, and it's a good concern. But they're very righteous people. There was like an evil guy that showed up, and they burned down his library because he was doing evil stuff, you know, and stuff like that. Come the second last volume, and we are thrown into this big plot involving this big snake spirit, and essentially, I guess I'll just jump to it.
Yeah.
And it's very, you know, it's a bit plot heavy, you know. They're basically trying... Okay, no, this actually does cover that. It doesn't go up to that in Manga decks. Okay. It goes up to 30 chapters in other sites. And essentially, the second last volume, it's very plot heavy. And they're trying... Oops, sorry. And they're trying to, you know... And you got these new faction, these sort of antagonists of the series, and you're thinking it's all sort of interesting in its own way. It's not great or anything; it's sort of middling. But you have a sense like, okay, this is gonna go somewhere. Last page of the volume. These bad guys that have been like hyped up for like a volume and a half so far. Basically, so I think actually they come up in the last page here or something. Yeah, here we go. These bad guys that just randomly show up and kill, you know, no loose ends sort of fucking storytelling. They essentially like report to their quote unquote boss. Guess who it is? Spoilers, by the way. I'm going to just say spoilers right now. Mute yourself for like 20 minutes or something. Not that you need to, because I have the physical copy and you can't read this anywhere unless you have the physical fucking copy. Yeah, I hold it in my hands right now. Only I know the story. I don't know where this fucking goes. I'm shaking the book in my hand and I'm telling you right now. Oh, it's over. I'm having my brilliantly mulligan tantrum right now.
Yes, you are.
Jesus.
You are. Do it, please.
Alright, so it's basically the end of the sixth volume. Mado has a mental break. No, doesn't matter. I wrote it, so in fact, no, the plot says, then fuck you, C-Wabs, if that's the case. Alright, so basically, who do we see at the end of volume 6? It's Alpi's dad, and he's the bad guy. Gas,
wow,
shock. That was
never could have guessed.
you know, he's the bad guy and stuff like that. And okay, it was like a, you know, like pretty surprising reveal. I'm not gonna lie. What they do with it is absolute shit. So I'm flipping over the volume right now in my hand. I wish I could do a webcam, but I cannot be asked to show my my Wookiee fingers. So
my Wookiee fingers.
Yeah, I got a lot of hair on my hands.
Yeah.
But basically, so the plot basically just immediately starts off with exposition text and says they're going to the main temple. And they go to the main temple and they basically say, they tell them like, oh, they basically provide exposition of the faction, something like that. Bad guys basically conveniently show up at the temple to do their big plot that they were amassing for the past volume and a half. And and leading the helm is the dad. So it's revealed that the dad basically was doing what the bad guy librarian was doing in the fucking first place, but they were just there can only be one, you know?
Yeah.
And the bad guys, basically, the storytelling is absolutely shit, because as the bad guys are explaining, like, their logic of why they're following this guy, it's like, oh, we saw them coming out of the fire, hit, like, those two, with a smile in them. They look like such, like, shit-eating smirks, like, it's not even, like, evil smirks, they're, like, shit-eating smirks. Like, I'll take hilarious pictures later and provide context.
I need to see this.
Anyway, I keep mentioning the dad, right? And you're thinking like, where's Alpi's mother? Fuck should I know? Because the dad says, oh, she died. We don't see her die. We don't see anything. She's like, oh, she's dead. She's dead, bro.
She's dead now.
That's why I'm so angry at the world. By the way, and you're thinking, okay, what made him go so mad? So basically, what they did to make him turn so bad, go Breaking Bad, so to speak. The entire plot is basically Alpi searching for their parents, as their parents are searching for the origin of the corruption and basically trying to save a cure. So it's trying to basically find a universal cure so Alpi doesn't have to live the life of a soul sender. Lo and behold, well, turns out the corruption is a natural fucking process. That is it. The body rots. Hey presto, that is it.
Who could have guessed?
The thing that happens. That's it.
This happens.
So, anyways, they clearly get upset over it, and they start to do unlawful experiments, and they basically get kicked out of the temple, much to Alpi's surprise at the time. They're no longer soul senders. We don't know how the mother died, by the way. So we just like the mother died at some point, and the dad goes mad. Died. And he creates this group causing mass mayhem and killing more people than it actually fucking he quote unquote is saving. So it's fucking stupid already. The battle ensues, and I shit you not, we've been talking about blobs the entire time. The big creature that he was manufacturing the entire time is a giant black blob with tentacles.
No!
It's a literal blob with tentacles. A literal one.
The final blob.
The final blob. The final.
That's
don't
crazy.
worry, there's a cool beast inside, don't worry. But it's like, there's so lack of detail on it. It's like, you know, it's such a thing where it looks profound, but it's not profound.
No.
Anyways, the big climax happens. Alpi facing off her father. Oh, how could you do this? Oh, I did this for us. He reaches in for a punch. He misses and falls in the goop.
Wait,
that's it. Yeah. And then the story ends. Everyone is happy, kumbaya, and then she continues her travels. That's the end of the series. There you go. That's the end of Alpi right there. That is page for page.
By the goop.
He fell into the goop, the very goop he swore to destroy everyone else with. He was destroyed by it.
Guys, this is so deep and symbolic. I can't.
Honest to God, went in for a swing, missed, and fell in the goop.
I need you to send me pictures of this.
I will send you pictures later. We could do a live reading with my Wookiee fingers.
Wookiee fingers.
With my Wookiee fingers.
Oh my god. I can't believe you spent money
literally
on that.
shaking
That's so
right
sad.
now. I'm returning it. Don't worry. I've been
Please. I hope
careful
so.
not to bend the spine, so I can return. I was like, God
That's
damn,
crazy.
I'm eating tonight. Like, Jesus Christ.
That is so sad.
Yeah. So yeah. It's fucking it's fucking brain rot. It was permissible. It was permissible at the beginning, and then the last volume basically just turned it to brain rot. Yeah, it's basically my Death Hunter. It's my Death Hunter. This volume alone is the entirety of Death Hunter. Basically. Oh my god, but yeah, basically, and they were pushing a lot of themes like fair treatment of a certain type of people that was introduced halfway through the series.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, then you have the big temple say, we promise to do better, and that's it. Like,
oh.
We don't really see any actual payoff from it.
Take their word for it.
Take their word for it. Let's trust the church that has been keeping things secret for thousands of years. Yeah, you know. But yeah, it's just not good.
That is so funny.
It's the emotional payoff from buying a book, because like you can't find this last volume anywhere to read anywhere. I had to go buy a physical fucking copy to read this final volume.
I can only imagine.
Oh.
I can only imagine.
What did I write? I did like a whole, or like it could, you know, like a fucking creepypasta post to you last week, didn't I? When I first bought.
Oh, the book. Did. You told me something.
I literally said, "Hey, I'm going to read this," and then an hour later, I come back with like a fucking.
You did, yeah. You texted me. You're like, I finally got it in the mail, because I was telling you like, oh, I'm reading 20th Century Boys. It's really nice. And he's like, well, I just got the last volume. I'm gonna read it. And then later in the afternoon, before I left work, I got this huge long text from him, and it was such a ride.
Oh my god. Can I show the thing if I copy?
Oh yeah, I think.
If I do,
you can. I think you should read it for everybody, because it's so good.
All right, so
but
okay,
like
so I'm gonna just read it out. So basically, Pop finds out that being a soul sender is hard. Wop wop. And basically, him and the mom were doing the same twisted experiments that the chief librarian was doing. They found out the big secret about the cause of the blackening. It's a natural process when the spirit dies and the body rots. Gasp, 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 gasp. That's why they teamed up with the changelings to destroy the one thing they could destroy the curse. The meteorite. The meteorite, you may ask, is a big plot device introduced in the last volume that says all weapons come from it, and fake-ass lore yada 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 yada, not that important. Now, what happened to the mother? She died. That's it. Not even a glimpse of it or anything. The dad just says she died, and we have to take his word for it. Oh, but the battle must be intense, right? Dad tried to punch Alpi and got absorbed in the black goop. That's it. Oh, but there must be some lesson learned, and society may change for the better, right? Maybe? They say that they're gonna treat the changelings better, but now, from now, and Alpi immediately continues her journey. That's it. Looks into the horizon, that is it.
Yep.
Fuck my life. There is the black goop. The black goop he used to destroy the one thing that broke him in the first place. I don't know. There's a lot of conflicting emotions here.
There's a lot happening.
Anyway, so tantrum aside, let's just see if anyone has anything to say about Alpi the Soul Seeker.
I'll be surprised if there's any reviews. I'm curious.
Well, there's always one, I feel.
There's always one straggler. Honestly, you can just copy-paste what you wrote if there's no reviews.
Yeah, I could just... Well, it's very spoiler-heavy. Okay, there's a bunch. Yeah. There's a bunch.
Oh!
Okay. So, two
I bet everyone's like 10 out of 10.
2 positives, so 6.85. Yeah, that sounds about right. Not even in the top 10,000, jeez.
Oh, wow.
Fucking Seventh Garden is rated high.
Honestly, yeah.
I 100% guarantee this is going to get an anime in the next couple of years. Absolutely. The fact that
you know it will.
fucking Black Cat got an anime, okay? This is going to get an anime,
Yeah.
guarantee you. Black Cat ended on a hiatus with no ending, and you're telling me, you know... It got cancelled, sorry. It didn't even end on a hiatus. It wasn't a hiatus, it got cancelled. That's what it was. Alright, so... Okay, this one's long. Okay, this one's recommended, but it's 7 out of 10. This one's recommended 8 out of 10. We'll go for the more polarizing one, this 8 out of 10.
Yes.
Because it's shorter for my brain. I'm not...
Yeah, I
Alright,
can't.
development. The work focuses on 2 pillars, a young soul sender and spirit entities. These entities, when alive, bless living beings with their graces, and then die and they begin to curse everything that is in their return. Because of this, there are soul senders who through rituals help to purify the bodies and the spirits, freeing them from physical form. Script. I found this work very interesting because besides possessing a very beautiful art, it uses shaman, Arab, and Oriental culture to create a unique and mystical mythology. I am going to say disagree with the Arab culture. It's more in line with Central Asian culture, not Western Asian culture.
Yeah.
Like the Tajikistan or like sort of Mongolian sort of areas as well. Those sort of areas. It's kind of like what Otoyo Monogatari was kind of covering at the beginning of the series before they went more westward.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, so Oriental culture, sure, shaman, yeah. It's sort of a mixed hodgepodge, to be fair, but I definitely feel it's more along the lines of Central Asian cultures with the rolling fields and stuff like that and traveling. Okay, the art is very simple in relation to the characters. Oh wait, I forgot to read that. The story is not heavy, but it is very reflective. I am going to say yes and no. Only because of the fact that the last volume kind of makes it a resounding no, but for the most part, it's supposed to be like a reflection on the give and take relationship between man and nature, I guess, and and there's supposed to be some sort of maintain of balance in nature. It's supposed to be there's a lot of elements from Princess Mononoke in here.
Yeah, that's valid.
But the art is... Yeah, sorry.
I'll just watch Princess Mononoke instead.
The art is very simple in relation to the characters and very detailed in the entities, making the work focus on history and faith. So, I just want to say that they are very detailed. Yes.
Yes.
Are they clear? Are they clear? Are they well designed? No. Well, in terms of the entities anyways, no, they're not.
No.
And costume design gets a bit boring halfway through, but it stands out. They stand out in their own way. Yeah. Simplicity of art makes it more appreciative and contemplative. All right. Resume, I guess. Okay, so we got script, art, resume. Weird choices. If you like the works that unite mythologies, magic, charms, and entities, this work will surely please you. Moreover, we also have the fact of the influence of the entities on humanity, showing their history is well lived. Again, I kind of disagree. Oh, and this is completely based on the first volume, first 6 chapters as well. This person doesn't know.
Oh, they don't know what's coming.
They don't know what's coming. Finally, if you like the genre kaiju or have played Shadow of the Colossus, the entities remind you a lot of the creatures. No, they do not. They do not do that. They try to do that, but they do not. They do not feel as immense or grand as they're supposed to be set out to be. No, completely disagree with that. Wrong. All right, now we get to the not recommended. I'm going to assume this. So it's written originally in French. Last time I read a review that was originally written in French. It was perhaps one of the best reviews I've ever read. So I'm hoping this one. I'm hoping this is like the same level of quality. I have high expectations for French reviews.
Yes. Go French.
Right. Even with the indulgence I don't have, there's not much to save this brief epic from the meanders of oblivion. The very mediocre drawing, the strongly cliched story, and the very predictable adventures don't help to enter a universe that is as original but generic as possible. One could think, with this story of a summoner soulsender who goes on a pilgrimage to help scattered, frightened hillbillies facing creatures at a devouring miasma of Final Fantasy, Full Metal Alchemist, or even very vaguely Attack on Titan proportions, but reading Alpi the Soul Center, one doesn't think, madam, one doesn't think. Yeah, I fucking love French reviewers. They are the best.
They're on it. They're
on the ball, the language. So this was written only a few months ago, so...
Yeah, a little bit ago. Maybe they read the whole thing.
They must have bought, like, the final volume, like me.
This is, like, post-final volume energy.
This is post-final volume energy. It's like, fucking hell. If you guys want, I will do a live reading at some point next week, during the week next week.
That would be very entertaining.
Before I go to the shop and return this. Like, it's...
That would be so entertaining.
Oh my god. Alright, so that's... Oh, wait, we still got one more manga, and that is Noragami.
Oh, yeah, we got
Noragami. We almost got sidetracked.
We're going to end off with memory lane for me here.
Memory lane. Okay, so we're keeping it within the 2.5 hour window, I think. So we'll try. We'll not take too long. Noragami. Yeah. You guys seen the anime? The anime.
Oh yeah, we all know it.
We all know it. Okay, we had that shit filler in the first season. So then the second season, it got good because they were actually following the plot. So on, so on.
Right.
Manga went on hiatus, fell off, I forgot about it, and then when it came back, I didn't get back into it, and then now, thanks to Reading Club, I finished it, finally. Those last 30 chapters. What can I say about it? Honestly, it's very it's a very emotionally compelling series. I feel... the themes... Wow, you really speed ran that review, Lamo. Yeah, that's true. I feel what Noragami does right, it kind of focuses on certain types of Japanese mythology and brings it to life in this modern setting. And it's very refreshing to see those interactions, and you see a lot of those interactions and how it ties into modern culture, and that it's not like the sort of cliche that you see with most these stories with this setting, where it's kind of like the gods are combating the times and stuff like that. It's just that the gods are moving in different ways now, and they're still prevalent and they still have their own structure. And so if you're not with it, then you're not with it. You know, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And I like that, and I do find Yato as a refreshing character. French always know what they're talking about. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
And I find Yato a refreshing main character. I like him. I find him a bit too aloof at times, and it's just like, a lot of the problems in this series can be resolved with fucking communication. Yes.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
Just talk it out, you son of a bitch. It's not like, just tell him how you feel. No, just tell him the bad guy is over there. Like, fucking hell.
Tell him what's happening, please. But
tell him what's happening. It's like, I can't have I'm very upset about it because it involves me and my dark past and shit like that. And I get it.
We all got our trauma.
But even when we tried to move, when we thought we moved past that emotional plot development, we circled right the fuck back until like the final arc, basically, where it was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it, like that, that we'll start proceeding with that, basically. And that was my only gripe with the series. It's just that.
Yeah. Which is valid, honestly.
In terms of character development and character growth and the actual character designs, they vary very far in between. But when they actually start cooking with it, they are very well done.
They are cooking.
Ibisu is like a grand example of that, of a character introduced like in the second half of the series, and he basically, you see his entire arc flourish, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Bishamon, I think my personal opinions about Bishamon is kind of like introduced as a strong female character, sort of a threat to Yato, turns into a bedridden damsel for the most part for the rest of the series. Am I wrong or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no notes.
Like during she was bedridden for like the most of the last arc. Yeah, it's like, jeez.
Just like, bye.
All right, what did Yato pay you to say that? He paid me 50 yen, of course.
Yes.
Or was it 5 yen?
It's 5 yen. He paid me 5 yen.
He paid me 5 yen. I don't know Japanese currency that well. But other than that, honestly, the problem is I think it's just
overall.
It's solid overall, but I feel like it just tends to circle round the drain. Like a lot of the stuff that could have been like established they kind of just like foreshadow it. Like way too much. So they go like this, like
round and round.
Round and round and stuff like that, and it's just like no actual progression, and it's frustrating because you're seeing these characters suffer. And it's just like, okay, but you didn't have to do that. Like,
you don't have to go the long way.
It's just sort of frustrating when plot heavy stuff happens, and I get the whole argument about like people. Because people are like just seen as a commodity in the eyes of heaven, anyone's plight versus calamities and stuff like that, like God, that sort of thing. But the overall issue is that where the argument is coming from is the most narcissistic nihilist asshole ever. But it feels like there's no grounds behind it. Even when you show his quote-unquote backstory, it's not really much. It's just basically, I suffered. See how much I suffered? And I'm like, bro... See
how much I suffered.
Bro, you have basically been on like a wanton serial killing murder spree for the past 200 years. And you're whining about your suffering. Like...
that's a valid point.
The villain is introduced as this ominous character that has this hold over Yato, and I always liked that. But as you learn more and more about this guy, and it's very frustrating. One of the things I hate about in a lot of series is when you introduce a villain, like an overarching villain, and he kind of like shows up and no one can do anything about it, or no one is none the wiser, even though it feels like I'm in a fucking like a shitty pantomime, and it's like and I'm like calling out to the people on stage, he's right behind you, right behind you, is that, and that's 3/4 of this series, that's why, and the other half is just basically miscommunication. That part, and I thought, and Yuki had like immense growth after like, having the relapse and then becoming growing and stuff like that. And then you get to like the last 2 arcs and it's just like, bro, what happened? Like, what happened to you? Did you lose your brain cells somewhere along the way? Probably. And I get it. There's supposed, I know there's a lot of emotional weight behind it.
Yes. Yes.
And I get it, but they could have done that earlier, like.
But I do get where your frustration comes from, though. Like.
So, like, I think one particular arc should have been the final arc, and another arc should have been the final arc should have been before it. Basically, they should have rearranged. They should have rearranged. It's the Shokugeki Soma issue where they basically the author committed to the wrong arcs in the wrong order. I think.
Yeah.
If they just done, if they, I feel like there would have been a lot of emotional weight because when that one particular arc with Abisu and the underworld was pretty much, in my opinion, the peak of the series. Because not just because of it opened a big door in terms of lore, but also it explored all the other side characters. It established the world hierarchy as well, introducing other prominent gods like Izanami, Izanagi, Amaterasu, and stuff like that, you know. What's the villain's name? I don't give a shit what his name is. He was called the Sorcerer for like 70 chapters.
Right.
Okay? And then, you know, and then he's got like other names, and then he's called the Masked One or something, you know.
Something or other, yeah.
The Mask Maker or something like that.
The Mask Maker.
Yeah, it was the Mask Maker. Yeah, that was it.
Very mysterious man.
Plot twist, by the way, it's basically, in D&D terms, he's a lich. That's what it is.
Hey, wait.
Dude is a lich. He's a lich. That's what he is. Plot twist.
Plot twist.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Not that it fucking helps, because you basically, when they plant the idea about it, it doesn't feel satisfying because they circle around the idea for like 30, 20 chapters. So it's like, okay. I think we did these manga the wrong way around. Mado's clearly still seeing keeping up to the sunset.
He's just on one. He's ready to rip into everything right now. He's like,
I'm on my, I got my fighting gloves on and everything. I'm just like, let me out.
He's slamming that book on his thigh. He's angry. He's like
slamming on my thigh.
He's like slapping on his thigh. He's like, oh.
You try to sound like I'm so angry, but you're somehow making it sound sensual, which is wrong in so many ways.
No.
He's out for blood, no ink.
No ink.
But yeah, so I just really don't like the villain in Noragami. That's all. He just grinds my gears.
I do tend to like the other characters more.
I don't think he's a bad villain either. I just don't like him. This is a different different Soul Sender. So in Alpi Soul Sender, it was just really, really bad writing. Like just all around like bad. This is just more of a personal like spite for me for the character.
He's like, this is just personal.
I'm pretty sure this is like what people feel like with what's their name? And Flame Endeavor in My Hero Academia. I don't get the anger. I don't get the anger.
Yeah.
This is my misplaced anger. Mado, give us a thigh drum. Sure, let me just take off my Wookiee pelt.
Give me a thigh drum.
Okay, but yeah, it's overall though. I love the overall theme of it. I mean, if you watch the anime, you kind of get a general idea, like the setting.
Yes, the anime carried me through high school.
My only critique, I guess, is Hiyori's place as a character. Only that she's sort of she's not as important as the plot is. Yeah,
it's kind of sad because she's so cute.
Yeah, she has very cute moments, and she has like some wonderful interactions in the first half. And when the actual plot-heavy stuff happens, Hiyori is just sidelined. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's just she does do important stuff, but it revolves around other characters.
Yeah.
You have this girl who is like basically walking around on the other side, and you're thinking that's going to have big consequences in some sort and stuff like that. But it doesn't. It doesn't. Honestly, yeah. There's no, that's another thing, I guess. But she does have like a dramatic end, I guess, to her character. At the end of the series. Mm-hmm. He basically becomes like the center point of the series. It's like if you read The Witcher, the blonde-haired boy is Ciri. That's basically That's the best way I can put it. He's Siri in The Witcher. But yeah. Kicking the sides. Yeah, just kick me. You kick me 5 or 6 more times, I'm gonna get really upset.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, but that's just basically it. Other than that, character designs are really good.
Yeah, solid.
Same face syndrome, though. Very big face.
When
same
it's not
face
the
syndrome.
main characters, yeah.
Yeah, Yato's pretty distinctive, Basharman's pretty distinctive, Kazuma, I guess. It's a lot of just the side characters have same face syndrome.
Yeah.
Did Mallow just turn into a redneck for 3 seconds? I don't know, I blanked out. I forgot what I said.
He blacked out. He blacked out from rage.
I don't know. I don't know. This is like Split. I have a summoned person.
Oh my gosh. He's forgotten.
You're pure. You are pure. You have truly suffered.
You have truly suffered.
That is me, actually. Honestly, I feel like I'm the beast when it comes to manga. Like, only those who have truly suffered can enjoy.
Oh my gosh.
I look through your manga library and I see like Death Hunter on the list. Like, you are pure. You have suffered.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm sorry, guys. I put him through too many bad manga. He fucking admits it. He admits it. So he was enough to mistake them. But yeah, it's overall though it's pretty good. I don't know. I guess so for me. It's just a criticism with the usage of some characters, and you have like I think there's this one particular. There's a lot of intermission stuff that happens that circles around, and it really overdoes it with the foreshadowing. Really overdoes it, and it's just like okay, but just fucking do it.
Do it.
They got a gun looming over our heads, and they've been talking about it for ages, and it's just like fucking do it already, Jesus, you know. And I get it because it's not because you don't want to. You want to build up slowly and gradually, but my brother, you've been building this up since chapter 5.
Right. Yeah.
That sort of thing. All in all, though, if I'm being very honest, it's an overall good manga. I would honestly give it like a 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say I rate this one like a 7. Like it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's decent.
It's distinctive. It's the overall story. Even though I was coming back after like 6-year gap. And even though I haven't read it since like 2018. I was reading those last 30 chapters. I was emotionally pulled in.
Yeah.
Like a few chapters in later, and I was thinking, yeah, and it's great. The comedy. It was more funny at the first half of so I did give it a solid reread, and the comedy's a lot more fun in the first half. I feel like it did lose its sort of charm that it originally had and it kind of just made way for the plot, for the drama.
Right. Yeah.
Which is fair.
For more room.
Yeah, but it just kind of it lost its the funny identity of it for a bit.
Yeah,
which
a
is
little
bit. Of a
bit.
shame. How do we know you didn't read but forgot out of read? I called the final boss a lich, so I'm pretty sure that's a reference.
Yeah, that's confirmation.
That's confirmation right there.
We got it.
He's a lich. There you go. Okay, now roll for initiative, please.
Roll for initiative.
Roll initiative. Yeah, but overall it's nice. I like the designs, even when it comes to the ashiyaki, or what they're called, the evil creatures or whatever, the creatures, the corrupted spirits or whatever. They're very very distinctive and fun. You know, you have like great design. Bishamon, for example, is great.
Oh
she's great for the first half, and then just becomes like damsel for the rest of the series, which fucking sucks.
Oh well.
Which is such a shame, because she is such a strong, prominent character, and I feel like the author tried to like write her out because it's it's like the Madara problem. When you create a character too strong, then you're gonna have to create some bullshit as an excuse to
Yeah, get them out.
Otherwise, they'll just, destroy the entire plot otherwise. Does it do that comedy that's cringe or slows everything down? The comedy, it's like slight comedy. It's not as funny. It just doesn't have that joke factor, I guess, that I had in the first half of the series, because it's made less because it's been pushed aside for the main plot because it's more drama orientated now. So the comedy parts that were prevalent in the first half are less so. So they don't have that much of a punchline that they did, because you have this drama living over it, so you can't stick to you can't give a joke a proper time to deliver the punchline. It still does the 4 comma gags at the end of the between each of the volumes. It still does that. It still does that. But yeah, in the actual like fun and dialogue, it just became like very dramatic. Basically, it was all drama. So yeah, I just noticed they changed her eye design. Oh no, they changed it again in the next chapter. So it's
Oh.
It was like solid black in the last chapter.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
Like, they gave her cat eyes in this one. But yeah, what if there were 5 commas and they were all Death Hunter? Yeah, maybe. So what do you think about this? I've been just off a tangent again, so you're gonna have to tell me, Ang, if you liked it or not.
Oh, I do like it. I mean, like, I think I liked it more when I was younger, just because I was newer to the anime manga scene at the time. So,
yeah.
but even rereading it, it's nostalgic.
Yeah,
it's like a nice little memory lane trip.
I just want to say, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just want to say that
you're fine.
We're not criticizing. We're criticizing this manga out of love. I tell you, love.
We love it. We promise.
We promise. This is out of love. It's bloody hell. Ranked 51 in popularity. Jeez.
Wow.
That is
so
high.
Ranked.
That is so high. It's so polarizing, especially when it's ranked.
Yula, I love it. I have 15 volumes of it on my shelf.
Oh, 15. She just hasn't read the last few.
Yeah, I just haven't read the last few.
And it's going to stay that fucking
on
way.
my shelf.
I know, but the manga, like, usually you see it kind of polarize a bit with the manga. Like, there's a bit of dissonance with the anime viewership versus the manga viewership.
Yeah.
But it's still strong after all this time.
It's pretty high, yeah.
It's very high, especially when the anime came out,
impressive.
like, what? 20...
Oh my gosh, over 10 years ago, yeah.
2012?
Yeah, probably like 15 years ago.
I'm elected to think that the anime came out in like 2012 or something like that.
I think so. It was
2014.
2014, yeah. So I was in high school.
Yeah, and then season 2 took like way too long to come out after that. But yeah.
I didn't even know it came out.
Yeah, it was
till like
clearly
years
bad.
later.
It was clearly bad, but basically it shot itself in the foot with the second half of season 1 because it was all filler. I know it was a while before I got into anime and manga. Yeah. Alright, so let's go with a review. So we'll go with the recommended one. So this one's quite short and sweet. So 43 recommended, 1 negative. This guy's like the last bastion. Negative. And we got 4 mixed. He's at the bottom here. He basically gave it a 4, and it's very short, so it's short and sweet. Okay, well, this is the end of one of my favorite mangas, and what should I say? If you give it a chance, you may get yourself into a story about a charismatic, funny, eloquent calamity god in sweatpants who gave his best to be remembered by people and protect what he loved most. An energetic, empathic, perceptive girl whose life completely changed the day she saved a sweatpants guy. A youthful kind of rebel, but a good boy spirit whose personal development was stunning. I feel like Yuki's personal development was the biggest factor of this series.
Yeah, that was a huge cornerstone, at least.
Calix is raising a good point. 51? that takes so many people being wrong. Well, to be fair, you don't have to be wrong or right when it comes to popularity, because it's just how many people like have read it, I think, is what deems popularity, basically. Which is a high number, like 200,000 people. Or it's how many people rated it. I don't really know how the numbers work. I only need 4 Madars to drag it that low. Jesus. All right, so I need these three characters. Bond made me laugh, worry, and almost cry through the story. I'm thankful to experience it and invite you to experience it too. In general, I consider this great manga will fulfill elements like memorable characters. Most of the characters, not only the main aim, were awesome. They were their best. They were the way their stories are revealed to understand why they are the way they are, to help me to connect with them. I'm aware that not for all the characters their actions are I think it's supposed to be justifiable, but
Yeah, justifiable.
you put
Justificable.
I can't even say it. Justificable. Justificable. Oh god. But at the end, the deity the deity and human mix of elements made the story work with this flexibility, and change of morals, and variety of personalities. Interesting story. If you like supernatural elements in Japanese folklore, if you may enjoy the story, especially this story proposed that deities can adopt spirits in order to give them the second chance. Sorry, I'm hearing music. Oh, this is my personal playlist. Shit.
You're like, what are these sounds?
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble. I was thinking like, oh no, I'm gonna be in copyright trouble if this continues. I was thinking like, wait, what? This sounds. I was like, that sounds fucking familiar. Like, yeah, this is my chill playlist.
Like, wait a minute.
Where was I? For sure, the second chance will depend on the deity because themselves have their own concepts of good and evil. Although the story, we accompany the deities to discover human concepts and also realize that the fickleness of humanity, as well as they consider their own actions and way of their thinking. Not the best way to think, but yeah. I think Mala's brain may have melted after Soul Sender. It was really his Death Hunter. Actually, Death Hunter was my Rosen Maiden. You think it was my Death Hunter, but Death Hunter was my Rosen Maiden. See what I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Amazing art. The art in each panel is enjoyable. The way the personality of each character is designed and expressed is great. Also, facial and body expressions are cool, especially when they gave us battle panels and detailed equipment and associated to Shinkis. Yeah, I definitely agree. It's not like the best battle arts I've seen, but it's pretty good. I definitely agree.
Yeah.
All right, now we go down a peg. So this is quite one thing I can rely on is that all these reviews are short. All right, ending was arse. Ending was ass.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. All right, give it a 6 out of 10. Started this in middle school and now I'm in college. I love the series until the last maybe 5 or 4 chapters. It really felt like lost potential. Noragami was so much fun, art was beautiful, and the story was so different. Problems were complex and made you wonder how everything was going to get resolved. Now, I'm thinking the author themselves didn't know how to solve them. Characters were all interesting, full of personality and lovable, but character development dissipated into the air like gas with the brainless solution to all the problems that they were facing at the end. Japan really needs to ban the minor spoiler amnesia forgetting everything trope. It's a cheap cop-out. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, yeah, it felt so... It went so quickly and briefly, I forgot that happened. But yeah. Mm-hmm. But he's right, that did happen. Yeah. Minus points for that. So they couldn't land the plane.
Minus points on. That's valid.
It's a cheap cop-out. I see people trying to justify the ending, and yeah, maybe it was horrible. Oh, but I had high expectations. Oh, I now know why my music was playing. It was because my phone alarm was connected to my thing. That's why.
Ah.
Son of a bitch, my alarm keeps hijacking my phone alarm keeps hijacking the stream. Alright, that's why. Okay. Okay, as we were saying, justifying the end, yeah, maybe it wasn't horrible, but I had high expectations because the story was that good. Now, if you don't care about how stories end, this series is for you. Wow, that was a bit of backhanded.
Wow.
If you like
That's
shit
crazy.
stories,
If you don't care about stories, then this one's for you.
if you don't have any sense of taste and blind and deaf, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's a fucking backhanded Jesus. Alright, so we got the one negative review. The Last Bastion. The opposite of It's the Journey,
Yes.
not the ending. It's all a lot of people care. A lot of people give a shit about the ending. One thing I've learned over the years is that too many people give too much of a shit about the ending. I've been burned by the ending so many times. I'm very tolerant to bad endings, so I'm more forgiving nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alpi was not one of them, but.
No.
Alright, this manga has rated PG-13, but believe me, this is a total massacre manga. After starting with slow, this is going to kill each and every character. Okay. The wordplay is,
That's
transcendental. I can't put words. As disgusting as it is, the MC is shown overpowered power freak who shouldn't have his mind on the right place and goes massacre without a thought. He is a puppet. I mean, each and every character doesn't stand a chance against the MC, whether it's someone with a higher power or whatever. The gaudy character of the MC who doesn't respect a single person and call them bitch is unacceptable for a god character. I don't know if he read this. He's saying he read 81 chapters, but I don't know if we read the same thing.
Are we reading the same thing right now?
It all makes me hate to the MC. Such selfish delinquent. It doesn't deserve to be a god and worship. It should have been me! And there is a whole opposition
I want to see what manga this guy was reading.
Jesus, so Abinyo's... Okay, it feels like... Sounds like Jesus Kirito MC. Oh, imagine if, like, Sword Art Online is his top rated.
Oh, the scanlations.
Okay,
really heighten the swearing.
my anime list is playing up. Let's see if I can get another page open. Otherwise... Yeah. Servers are down! No! It's acting up. It doesn't want us to know. It's the Noragami agenda.
Yes, the Noragami agenda.
It's the Noragami. I read those scanlations which really heighten the swearing. Yeah, scanlations really like to heighten swearing.
Yeah,
I mean, you see that
do.
in the old dubs as well. Like how many times Naruto said bitch and fuck. Like.
Yeah, it's like, girl.
Like. This is a kids show. This is on Cartoon Network.
Why are they? Yeah, you're like, why?
It's like the Japanese swear to children all the time. I swear.
Of course, very culturally.
A lot of them have a tendency to do that. Wouldn't shock me if Noragami had given same. Yeah, probably watch commie subs on the adaptation. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna give it one last chance with the refresh, and give it the old clickaroony.
Macaroni.
Otherwise we will... Okay, I'm going to open a new tab. If it doesn't open now, then... Yeah, okay, yeah, my animus is playing up, which is fine. We're at the end of the stream anyways.
Yeah, we got it.
We got it. Alright, so that's basically all the manga we've covered this month. Noragami, what would you rate it, sorry, before we go?
Oh, I would give it like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Same, I think about 7.2. I think it does some good things quite well. I think it's just, there's a lot of glaring holes. Alpi the Soul Seeker, we didn't give a rating for that. Do I hate it more than Seventh Garden is the big question.
Ooh, I think...
I think it's better than Seventh Garden. Like,
yeah,
the bones of it,
higher.
but it just doesn't. It delivers everything poorly. That's the problem.
Yes.
5 out of 10 is about mid, and 6 is average. Yeah, server's down. Yeah, it's gone. Bad gateway or whatever. Jeez.
I'll give Alpi the good old 5 out of 10.
I'll give Alpi like 5 out of 10. Yeah, and definitely Seventh Garden is like a 3 or a 4. I think 4. Yeah, I'll give it 4. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so that's the end of the stream. So what we got next is the next month's manga. So if you guys could collect your nominations. I will probably let it run till the end of tomorrow. So let's see. We got a fair few recommendations. A lot of people doing repeat recommendations, but it's fine. I'll just delete one of them. But so we got a fair mix this time around. So we got Saint Seiya, Bucky the Grappler, Doubt, Life Game, Zombie Zagashimata Masu. Is that the one with the harem? Is that the harem one? Cradle of Monsters and the Mega Man manga. So yeah, so make sure you guys nominate a manga. The link is on. Oh, and we got your express ticket. Yes, could you put your entry into the thing and just put express ticket in caps in the notes, please, when you make your entry, CWABs, so I don't miss it. Yeah, but it needs to be part of the month. If you could just put it on there, that's all. It just needs to be part of the month, otherwise I just have to manually put it in, that's all. And it gets a bit messy with Google Sheets. I don't think all Saint Seiya is possible. If all of Saint Seiya isn't possible, that's fine. I will definitely... It's going to be voted on, and we'll burn that bridge when we get there, I guess. But it's something that we'll definitely discuss in this Discord server. How much we would actually cover of it. Usually we aim for like the first 100 chapters anyway, so... Yeah, I never expect everyone to read everything, but it's a good... It's enough to give, to give us a measure of like what we think of the manga and so on like that. Anyways, that's the end of the stream. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ang, for this month. It was a fun,
of course.
Yet another 10 out of 10 stream, Ang.
Oh, amazing. You're so welcome.
Would mentally break down again.
It's so fun having a mental breakdown every time we're together. It's great.
Oh, yeah.
Very refreshing.
Great. Yeah. It's great. All right. I'm gonna call it a night. But yeah, enjoy your weekend, guys. Have a good one. And I'll see you guys later.